12 Sports presents coverage of the state football playoffs. Tonight, a Class 6A semifinal matchup between the Eastridge Raptors and the Maple Grove Crimson. The winner goes on to the Prep Bowl. Hello and welcome to Eden Prairie High School. John Jacobson along with Eden Prairie alum Ryan Iverson. And Ryan, Thursday night we saw a great game. Osseo and Totino Grace. The Orioles pulling out a win. They're already in the Prep Bowl. Tonight, one more team's going to join them next Friday night.
Well, if we can get half as good of a game as we had last night, John, I think we're in for a treat. But what a great, especially for our viewers, for Channel 12's market, to have Osseo, Totino, and Maple Grove all in, three of the Final Four teams, and obviously cheering for Maple Grove as far as a viewer's standpoint. But I expect a really good game tonight. Both these teams are playing very good football. Eastridge
comes in 10-1 on the season. It's really a different season for Coach Dan Fritzie. He's been an assistant in this program since the school opened in 2009, but he had to take over as the head coach right before the start of the season. This team rallied together, lost the first game against Lakeville North, but they've won 10 straight since. Yeah, and one of the things we were talking to Coach Fritzie before the game, John, and he said, listen, I met with these seniors, the captains, and we don't look back. Whatever happened, happened. All we can control is what we're doing forward. And he said he got complete buy-in from the seniors and all of his team. And really, losing to Lakeville North, who's a perennial powerhouse in Class 6A, is really no slouch. And sometimes you lose that first game, it humbles you, and it gets you back on track. And they've strung off, how many consecutive victories in a row, and they're playing very good football. And the thing, too, about Eastridge, John, is that they're power running, and that suits cold weather this time of year football. So they deserve to be here in this semifinal. Maple Grove comes in 9-2. They won 7 straight games. Looked very strong last week, Ryan, against Burnsville, getting up 14-0 in the first 4 minutes and really taking control of that game early. Yeah, I think when you watch Maple Grove play, John, they're skilled, but they're so fast. They're so quick. They have great athletes. I don't know if I've seen a better as far as quickness and explosiveness than Isaac Collins. And how many years I've been covering Minnesota football. He is a complete player. But really, they're just firing on all cylinders. Their passing game, they don't throw a lot, but they're efficient when they do it. And their defense, they are constantly putting pressure. We saw them manhandle a very good Burnsville offense last week, who had a huge offensive line similar to what Eastridge is going to present tonight. I just think Maple Grove's playing maybe the best football of any team in the state right now. Let's look at our key players, starting with Eastridge. Dominic London has had a terrific season, almost 2,000 total yards all season, and he's really been strong here in the playoffs. Well, and you talk about what style of football, translates into winning football this time of year. It's running the football, and he's averaging 190 yards per game. He's averaging 7 yards per carry, so that's almost a first down every time he touches the ball. He's got 6 touchdowns. Their offense really starts with him. If they do run some bootleg action, they got a mobile quarterback. They will throw the ball, but John, it really starts with him and how well he can run the football. We've seen this Maple Grove defense improve all season. We're going to look at one of the guys on that side of the ball, Lucas Burrington. He'll line up at cornerback, but he'll be all over the field trying to stop London and the rest of that rushing attack. And I love this call as far as a player to watch, because he is a very good tackler. And tonight, when you're really focused on stopping the run, you need guys that fill from the outside, that come in and can gang tackle, can hold, are sure tacklers, and he certainly is. And he's going to have a big game. I wouldn't be surprised to see him being one of the, if not the leading tackler tonight, if Maple Grove's successful stopping the run. If it comes down to the kicking game, both teams pretty good kickers. Tyler Knudsen for Maple Grove and Grant Ryerson, who committed to the Gophers, who was offered by the Gophers last year. Still only a junior, kicked a 42-yarder last week to win the game against Wayzata on the last play of the game. Yeah, and I look at that. You look at, beating Wayzata, perennial powerhouse, and when you have wind, you have elements, and you have big, tough, physical, close games, usually it comes down to punting, punt returns, kickoffs, kickoff return coverage, and also field goals. And really, I don't know who you give the edge to. I think both kickers are very reliable. We'll kick this one off in a moment. It'll be Eastridge and Maple Grove playing for a spot in the 6A championship game of the Prep Bowl. We'll take a break and come back to Eden Prairie High School and kick it off after this.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Big crowd tonight at Erie Stadium at Eden Prairie High School, ready for our second 6A semifinal. East Ridge and Maple Grove playing for a spot in next Friday night's Prep Bowl.
It should be a fun game tonight. You know, you look at both these teams, they pass what you call the eye test. They get off the bus, they look athletic, they're big, great sharp uniforms, good athletes, really well coached. You know, and we touched on it briefly at the beginning, but how about Dan Fritzy coming in a week before the season, taking over as a head job and getting that group of young guys, you know, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old guys to forget about the past, just focus on the task at hand. They lose their opening game, Lakeville North, and then reel off, 10 straight wins after that. So just a remarkable story.
Wins against some good teams the last couple of weeks. As you look at the 6A Final 8, East Ridge and Wayzata last week, that was a 3-point game, a 31-28 win for the Raptors. Maple Grove, as we referenced in our pregame, got up early on Burnsville and won that one 32-14. Eden Prairie upset by Totino Grace, ending that 40-game winning streak a week ago, with Osseo beating Lakeville North. And of course, last night, Ryan, in the game at Minnetonka, saw Osseo win by a point, going for that 2-point conversion late, and beating the Eagles of Totino Grace 22-21.
We've seen that going for two, work for you and against you. And anyone that knows Coach Darren Lamkert knows he plays to win. I love the call. And you know what I loved about that too, John, is they didn't get cute. They didn't try a double reverse, flea flicker pass. They gave it to their best running back, Prince Krua, on a toss sweep to the right. And and he was hit. He was stopped before that goal line and just powered through. And what a fun game.
How good has that guy been? I mean, when he's been healthy most of the season, was out for a little bit, but to watch him run with such power and determination, and
no, he's great, and we're going to see another great one in Isaac Collins and also in Dominic London for East Ridge.
There's kind of a season summary for the Crimson this season: 9-2 on the season. Overall, they were 6-1 in their division games. Number 1 seed out of Section 5 6A defeated Eastview, and then that great game against Armstrong a couple of weeks ago, and then winning last week against Burnsville.
And I think too, every state champion has that one game where it might be a little ugly, but it's physical, it's tough. I know I had them when I played for Eden Prairie back in the day, and I think that Armstrong game, they were trailing in that game, and I think Armstrong surprised them how physical they were, how good of athletes they were, and they managed to win. And you don't always have to win pretty. It's not the college football playoff committee where winning by a certain amount of points matters. Right now, all that matters is that you get the win. And I think for Maple Grove tonight, it benefits that they played Burnsville last week. Burnsville, very similar as far as athletes, size, and running back to this East Ridge team.
And look at East Ridge, again, 10-1 on the season, 7-0 in division games, and number 1 seed out of Section 4. Wins over Coon Rapids, 4-point win over a good Prior Lake team, and then beating Wayzata a week ago in the state tournament last year. Now his second appearance here this season.
And I'm also a believer too, John, that when you have close games, it makes you better. And they beat 2 really good teams. That Prior Lake team played Eden Prairie tough this year, and then of course Wayzata had a heck of a year. They're a good ball club. So I think winning good games, close games, it's that playoff mentality where you know that you lose and you go home. So I really do. I'm not just saying that. I expect a really good game tonight out of both of these teams.
Maple Grove will receive the opening kick. Grant Ryerson to kick off for the Raptors. Will Ampey and Isaac Collins back deep for Maple Grove. We felt a little bit of a wind when we were down the field before the game, Ryan, and we'll see how that affects play, if at all, tonight. It seems to have calmed down a little bit, and not quite as windy, I don't think, as it was last evening.
Yeah, but wind plays a factor. Especially, these teams don't throw a lot, but they're efficient. They play action. Their run sets up their pass, and wind can have a big effect as far as even kicking off. Having field position. We saw that with punt and kicks last night, so it definitely plays a role.
East Ridge in the white, gold, and black, and they kick off to the crimson and gold of Maple Grove, and it's in the end zone, a touchback, and Maple Grove will have it 1st and 10 from their 20 to start the ball game.
And that's a weapon. Isaac Collins, anytime he gets the ball in space, it's dangerous. And if you can boot it into the end zone, it's an automatic touchback, so you eliminate a big play possibility.
There's a look at Brad Davison's numbers on the season. We've seen, last week we saw him as a rusher, more of a weapon than as a throwing, as a passer.
Well, and that's what winners do. Winners find a way to beat you, and they run the ball so effectively that you'll see some bootlegs, some keepers, and he's a big, strong, good kid. Obviously a great athlete, a great basketball player as well. So I think he's got to have a big hand in this game, whether it's through the air or running. His decision-making tonight, John, could be really critical in the outcome of this game.
Rushed for nearly 90 yards and 2 touchdowns a week ago. First play of the game. Davison looking back, a pass, and it's incomplete, tipped. And the intended receiver, Jared Martinson, in on the coverage was Michael Remke.
Yeah, and that ball was tipped by Josh Gnazi, and a nice job just to throw that rhythm off just a little bit.
Well, look at the rest of that offensive starting lineup for Maple Grove outside the quarterback, Davison. And we talked about Isaac Collins a lot here on the season. Very similar numbers to what we saw from Dominic London on the season, around 2,000 yards rushing, 20 touchdowns. So it's 2nd down and 10 from the 20, and the toss goes to Collins, cuts it back up inside across the 25 and out to the 27. And a good 2nd and 10 run, Ryan, will make it a manageable 3rd and 3.
Yeah, and there's a look at the East Ridge defensive starters, and they've had a heck of a year. Good playoffs, averaging, giving up just under 24 points per game. But I like that call. And Isaac Collins, even on plays where there doesn't look like there's anything there, he turns it north and south, John, so fast. And that was actually pretty well defensed on the outside, and he still managed to pick up 7 yards to make it a 3rd down and manageable. When you're 3rd and short, you have so many different options in your offense.
Now Davison out of the shotgun on 3rd down and 3 from the 27, and a little movement on that offense on the line. And it looks like it'll go against Maple Grove.
Huh. Yep. And, I always say I have a motto at this time of the year. It's hard enough to beat your opponent. It is virtually impossible to beat yourself and the opponent. So you can't have those kind of mistakes. That sets them back. And what it does, too, obviously, besides the 5 yards, it puts you in a throwing situation. And when as a good defense, aggressive defense, you pin your ears back, you rush the passer. Here's a look at Matt Lombardi, who's done a heck of a job, came over from Wayzata, defensive-minded coach, but I really love what he's done on the offensive side of the ball with this group of players as well.
His last year at Wayzata, they were state champions back in 2010. He was the defensive coordinator trying to get this Maple Grove program to the Prep Bowl for the first time. A little collision between Collins and Davison, who runs, and they'll get past the 25, but Maple Grove is going to have to punt on their first possession. We'll do this again.
We'll give Isaac Collins the tackle on that play. And that's the thing. You run that pre-snap motion. Timing is so important. When that snap is, where you're positioned. And, it doesn't seem like a big, but I think it slowed him down enough where you saw Davison have to alter where he wanted to run. And they got a nice game. And there's that penalty. If that was, you take that penalty away, that's a 1st down. Instead, it's a 3 and out by this East Ridge defense. A great way to start off the game defensively.
Ryan Hanscom in to punt for Maple Grove. Griffin Davis back deep for Eastridge. Short punt. Hanscom has it hit at the 34 and roll sideways, and they'll go there. A 7-yard punt, and Eastridge will have it 1st and 10 at the Maple Grove 34.
And you talk about wind, playing definitely playing a role in that, but I just think that time he got it off the side of his foot. Just not a good punt, and there's a look at Payamanu, who's a very athletic quarterback. Not completion percentage, just under 50%, John, but when he throws, he's effective. And they use their running game to set up big plays in the passing game, but he's also athletic as a runner.
Odomus Payamanu under center. First handoff inside the 30, goes London down to the 29-yard line. Wrestled to the ground by Tony Jokazamonga, and it's a gain on the play of 4 yards. A look at the Eastridge starting lineup.
And you can see how quick. They talk about playing at a quick pace, a quick rhythm. You can see they get right up to the line and snap the ball.
Bouncing outside is London inside the 10 and knocked out of bounds at the 8-yard line by Collins. And a gain of 21 yards.
It's just an I formation, ISO. Look at that push by that offensive line. A great block by number 79. That's Lanre Oshadi, the big tackle, and he moves this guy out of the way. A big hole.
Right up to the line of scrimmage again. Inside give. This time it's Legend Moa, gaining 3 yards down to the 6. So 3 run plays, not unexpected there, but they're in great position already, Ryan, now that they've moved it down actually to the 5-yard line here. 2nd and goal from the 5. And they'll go to London.
Nice.
He's hit almost as soon as he got the ball. Coyote Awashika making the tackle, and a gain of about half a yard for London.
Yeah, and watch the athletic play by Iwashika there. He's playing the right defensive end. He closes down the line there. And anytime you got a kid that big, that athletic, closing down, making a great tackle. Heck of a football play.
Paimanu under center, third down, or rather from the shotgun. Paimanu keeping, lowering his head, and he'll get down inside the 2. Leroy Queta comes up and makes the hit. It'll be 4th down and goal for Eastridge. And they're down at the 2-yard line. A gain of 2 for Paimanu.
And really the first big decision of the night. Dan Fritzy looks like he's leaving his offense on the field. He's got a heck of a kicker, and he knows that. But I like the idea here. We're at the 2. Let's take a shot. Let's finish this drive off. And really a big play, not only for the obvious points, but just to setting the momentum, the tone for the rest of the night. It looks like they're going to let the play clock get down and use the timeout here. And this is where, as great as Fritzy's been, this is a first-year coach and really a big-time environment. Trip to the Prep Bowl on the line. And this is certainly where experience has a big, big hand in coaching in these football games.
Now we'll get the timeout. They're going to take a delay of game.
So they were going to kick. You know what's interesting? I thought maybe they'd at least line up, try to get a hard count to draw Maple Grove offsides.
Eastridge offense gets going so quick. We didn't have a chance to look at the Maple Grove defense, but to look at their starting 11 and guys that play their schemes well, do what they're supposed to do, and hit hard, don't they?
They do, and they're aggressive. They take chances. They blitz a lot, and it's gap responsibility. And they're very disciplined. They make very, very good decisions, and their cornerbacks, their safeties are really going to have a big game tonight.
Nick Okada is the holder. The field goal kicker is Ryerson on to try a 24-yard field goal here.
Yeah, and I saw him warming up pregame, John. I mean, he was kicking from the 40 to the 45-yard line, so 50 to 55-yard field goals. He's got the leg. There's no question about it.
And Ryerson may be getting a little more angle toward the goalpost with the extra 5 yards here. The distance isn't a problem, and the kick is up, and it is good. Boy, that was a high snap, and O'Connor just got it down, and Ryerson able to keep his concentration and boot it through from 24 yards out.
That is such an underrated position. Take a look at the holder. Look at that ball above his head, and you have no time to switch the laces around at all. Able to get it down, and John, was that ever close? That was above that right goalpost there and very close to being wide right, but the referees say it was good. So, hey, you know what? You take it. I know you didn't come away with 7 points right there, but you had a couple of big drives. You established your line of scrimmage. Your offensive line was moving around. You did what you want. You got points. And in a game like this, you get points as fast as you can. That was 5 plays, 27 yards in 2.5 minutes after a really nice defensive stand to start the game.
So Ryerson will get his second kickoff of the game, coming here with 7:27 to go in the first quarter, and a quick Raptors lead. So they got down to the 2-yard line. They take the penalty. They get the field goal. They get the points, Ryan, and now go back to work on defense here.
Yep, and I talk a lot about balance. Offense and defense. Offense, comes in. Defense gets a nice 3 and out. Offense comes in, marches down, gets points on the board.
This one will be returned. Ampey out past the 20, out to the 23-yard line. Tackle made by Josh Kanazi, and it is 1st and 10 for Maple Grove on their second possession of the game. They'll start at the 23-yard line.
Yeah, and take a look at that playoffs. It's actually 31-0 in the first quarter for the playoffs. So, I mean, just dominant first, really good starts to the game. And, Eastridge on the other side, they're very similar as well, 38-8 in their playoffs. So both teams used to getting out to quick starts and playing with leads. So it's a little different. We'll see how Maple Grove responds to maybe playing down here.
Ampey came in motion. Davison keeping out past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And a gain of 3 on Davison's second carry of the game. It'll set up 2nd down and 7.
I'd like to see Brad take that and explode through that hole. He actually has good speed for his size. you see it's patient on that ball fake, John, but once you see that hole, you got to hit that hole. This Eastridge defense, they're big up front, but they got good speed on the back end, and I thought that play could have gone for 7-8 yards. So I think Brad's really going to have, when he's decisive and he's going to run the football, he's got to go north and south as fast and as hard as he can.
Second down. And the pitch goes back to Collins, trying to get outside, cuts it back and gains only maybe a yard or two out to the 28. Eastridge able to force him back inside. Then they had the bodies there to finish him off.
Yeah, I like this play call, a little reverse action. But watch number 36 come right into your picture right there, making the tackle. That's Will Walker, the inside linebacker. It's a counter, so it's a misdirection. And Will Walker, middle linebacker, followed his guards, followed his keys. You got to be disciplined. And really a nice job bottling, maybe one of the best running backs we've seen in quite some time in Isaac Collins.
3rd down and 5 from the 27. Ampe to the left. Eddie Lee, the receiver, to the right. Ampe comes in motion. He had some carries last week. Won't get one here. Toss goes to Collins, left side. Bouncing it outside. He'll have the first down as he gets out to the 35-yard line. And a gain of 8 and a Maple Grove first down.
Well, what a great play call and a great motion. If you saw that, we had motion, you'll see before the play going the other direction. That cleared one of the extra secondary players for Eastridge. And then it's a foot race, and I think that's something Coach Lombardi, they'll bet on Isaac Collins winning that foot race 10 out of 10 times. So big first down. Sometimes as an offense, you're a little startled to start the game, and now you get that first down, you breathe, you relax, and now you just start playing football.
First down of the game for the Crimson. It comes with 5:45 left now to go in the quarter. Ryan Hanscom's first carry tonight will gain him 6 yards out to the 41.
Well, Hanscom, obviously, he had an injury 2 games ago, so it was good to see him back against Burnsville last week. But I'll tell you why that's important. It's easy to key on one guy. And Isaac Collins, Eastridge is keying on him. So if Hanscom can just provide a little bit of that balance as another guy that they really have to key on and watch, I think that's going to be really effective, really important for the Crimson.
771 yards rushing on the season for Hanscom and 4 TDs. Second down and 4 to go, and the give. The Collins got a first down out past the 45 and gets to the 49-yard line, and Collins will pick up 8.
Yeah, look at that big offensive line out there moving. You see Osaka getting out there, and they seem to like that early on tonight, that toss sweep to the left. They've gone to it 3 times now, and all 3 carries have gone for 4 or 5 plus yards. So another first down pickup. You're starting to see Maple Grove get into that rhythm here.
Sam Bednart's also helping open up a hole there, and it's first down and 10 from the 49-yard line now, near yard shy of midfield. Ampe comes in with the play. Back-to-back first downs for Maple Grove in 3 plays. Davison back up to the line of scrimmage. Ampe, the receiver, to the right. He'll come in motion, and Davison will roll out. He's got an option to pitch it. He'll keep it himself and gets down to the 47 of Eastridge, gaining 4 yards. Griffin Davis on the stop. It's second down and 6.
And it was a nice gain, but I think the right play on that was the pitch at Hanscom. There was no defender out wide. And running the option, it's a lot easier up here in the booth telling you, but when you're running it at the time, sometimes you got to feel where that outside defender, and they went with Davison on that. I thought they could have had maybe a bigger play to the outside, but either way, you win first down. You get 4 or 5 yards on first down. That's a positive play.
Second down and 6 from the 47. Davison, quick stop, a tip and incomplete. Davis breaking up the pass that was intended for Will Ampe, and almost was picked off by Griffin Davis.
Yeah, nice job by Griffin Davis. He just reads Brad Davis, and he gets right in the passing lane. Ball was just thrown with a little too much velocity, but that was a heck of a play. You're taught as a linebacker, as soon as you read pass, you get your depth and get the right angle, get in the way of those quick intermediate passes like that.
So Davis making it a 3rd down and 6 now for Maple Grove.
Even though that didn't connect, I like what they're doing with Brad Davis, and we've seen him attempt 2 passes. They've both been tipped, but they're quick, short throws. And sometimes that's the best way to get your quarterback in rhythm, just short, quick throws.
Collins, then he'll give to Ampey, who slips, and he's swarmed under back at the Maple Grove 47. It'll be a loss of 6. Eastridge was all over that play. Tackles made by Carter Dottle and Brock Albrecht.
Yep, and you can see Alex Johnson, number 23, outside linebacker. He stayed home on that. And it's easy to start, getting your momentum, pursuing down the line. He stayed home on that outside. There was nowhere to go for Amp on that reverse. A big play. Eastridge defense has certainly looked impressive here in the first 2 possessions.
Will Walker also in on the stop. So now 4th down and 13, and Hanscom back to punt. He'll kick this time. Will hit at the 32. Takes an Eastridge bounce, and it'll be down at the 35-yard line. 19-yard kick and no return. Eastridge will get the ball for the 2nd time now with 2:56 to play in the first quarter. And they lead it by a score of 3-0. Now we'll get a little better sense of what kind of success perhaps Eastridge will have offensively tonight.
With a full field.
Yep, and a longer field to go to this time.
And two, when you're playing a new team, sometimes it takes a possession or 2 to feel them out, as a defense and as an offense. So now I expect both teams to just really settle down and play their brand of football.
Payamanu, low snap, keeps it, ducks under would-be tackler and gets out to the 39-yard line. And a gain of 3. Bring up 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, Payamanu, he's a very athletic kid. He's a good runner. Just in the postseason, he's averaging 71 yards per game. So anytime he goes in that shotgun, you got to be wary of him carrying the ball.
He'll hand off inside. It'll be a 1st down. 2nd run tonight for Connor Mose. And Mose getting a 1st down.
Yeah, and he's a big kid. He's 6'1", 220 pounds. And you can see he's a built, strong kid. And he's always a threat there at fullback for that quick trap or dive. And there he picks up 6 easy yards.
On the ground, gaining 3 to near the 50. Mose will get the call again. And it'll be 2nd down and 7, a shorter gain that time. And
yep, but what they're doing, John, the Raptors, they lull you to sleep with these, right? These dives, these blasts, and then just when you're expecting it, that's when you're going to get a bootleg or a deep pass play. They use those plays to set up their big plays.
This time they give it to London, and London a couple of yards to the 47 of Maple Grove. Before he's brought down, it'll be 3rd down and 5 to go.
Yeah, and you look at the weights on this Eastview team, 302, 379, 285, 290, and 305. I mean, just big kids for a high school offensive line. Those weights would be, Big Ten would take those. So just a big punishing offensive line. And Maple Grove has to combat that with speed and athleticism.
You see those big guys. Here's the 3rd down play coming for Eastridge, and we get a whistle.
False
flag
start.
down.
Maple Grove brought a blitz there, and they showed it. And it was just enough, I think, to get the right tackle to flinch and start a little bit early. Yep. And we saw a penalty hurt Maple Grove on that first drive, and again, 3rd and 4 for this Eastridge team is nothing. Now you back them up to 3rd and 9. This is where as a defense you're starting to watch for any type of screen play, a draw, a reverse, a double pass. Eastridge, they can throw the football, but they don't want to have to throw the football. And 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, usually is a must-throw situation.
Third down and 8 now. We'll make it closer to 9 for the Raptors. Payamanu is going to run the football across midfield. They'll get down to the 46-yard line, but it'll be 3 yards shy of a 1st down.
Yeah, and that's a big gain. I think they're on that short field. I wouldn't be surprised if they keep their offense on and go for it. You get them in that 4th and 3. Now they have the offense. They're already on the line of scrimmage.
Well, they will go for it here on 4th down and short, and looking to get Maple Grove to jump. Almost did.
Yeah.
Now Payamanu will come over to the sideline and see if they still want to keep it in go for it mode here, if they're going to actually punt this away and play the field position game.
Yeah, I think they'll be happy with the win behind them. They're going to take a timeout here.
Almost got the Crimson to jump there, Ryan, when they came up to the line of scrimmage.
Well, that's one thing, too. It's so hard as a defensive lineman on fourth down because you got to fire off the ball. You got to get the push on those short plays, but you got to be patient. You got to be smart. You can't jump off sides and give them a free first down. So a heck of a job. We saw a couple of the linemen on Maple Grove flinch just a little bit, but they didn't cross that line. So a nice job being disciplined by the Crimson.
Some of Maple Grove fans who have come out to tonight's game and for mid-November, well, I guess still early November. We're going to do a lot worse than this for
Heck
weather.
yeah, I remember playing in November on Channel 12 against Cooper back in 1996, John, and it was about 4 below in the November game. So this is tank top and short weather compared to. There's nothing worse playing outside when that turf or grass is frozen, and you know every time you have contact, it feels like you're getting cut with knives. This is great weather, really nice football weather.
Osseo go back to punt now here.
Well, we saw last night. I mean, you got to always be prepared in the playoffs here for a fake punt, too. You got to stay home, be disciplined, don't get beat by trick plays.
Mose is the up man standing there in midfield. But it'll come back to Ryerson, and he'll kick it away. High kick toward the sideline. He'll hit at the 15, and this is going to be a great punt if they get down it, and they do.
Nice.
Down at the 1-yard line. That could not have worked out any better for the Raptors. Down by Zach Bennett at the 1 of Maple Grove.
Well, we talked about special teams, and we've seen it already with a field goal, but Ryerson just perfectly angled. I mean, that's a professional type punt. They got a nice roll. Eastridge able to get down there and cover it. Special teams, oftentimes they can win you football games or they can lose you football games, and right there's a great play. And now you trust your defense to say, hey, we're not going to let them go 99 yards on us. So an excellent job of pinning Maple Grove to the 1-yard line and winning the field position battle.
Well, one play before the end of this first quarter. Maple Grove backed up into their end zone. Davison wanting to throw, hit as he throws, going to the middle of the field, and it's intercepted out at the 35-yard line by Sam Schiller. Picking it off, and Eastridge will end the first quarter with that turnover of Maple Grove. Davison hit from behind as he threw by Alex Johnson, and Schiller inside of Empey able to make the pick.
How about that, taking a shot, John, on first down from your 1-yard line? I think everyone expecting a handoff up the middle, try to get some breathing room. Instead, they go play action, deep drop back, and I think there's no question. Davison was hit as he threw that, which I think impeded his throw. You can see it's kind of hard to see from that angle. That ball was definitely underthrown, and what a play by Eastridge. And you can't say enough about their defense. You know, this Maple Grove offense came into this game averaging 27 points per game in the playoffs, exploding on all cylinders, and Eastridge pitches a shutout and really kept them on their side of the field. I don't know if Maple Grove even crossed midfield. Maybe they did barely on that last possession, but again, special teams, you force them down to the 1, they feel like they have to take a shot, and now you have a short field here for Eastridge.
They'll look at that again, and the ball coming out and right to the hands. Schiller got the pick.
You know, and that's a throw that I don't think Davison got to plant his feet. I think he got hit, wasn't able to get his legs and his hips into that throw. But that's a throw you got to throw deep into the outside, where if you don't get a reception, at the worst, it's going to be an incompletion. Instead, it's a turnover and a short field again for Eastridge.
1st and 10, Eastridge from the 36 of Maple Grove as we start the second quarter. And the give is to London. Dominic London will gain 3 yards, maybe 4, to close to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, and you saw Lucas Burrington again. We talked about him in the pregame, coming in from that cornerback, making a really nice tackle and a nice job of filling in, even though it was still a 4 or 5 yard gain.
They're right back to the line of scrimmage. They give it to Mose, who's inside the 30-yard line, but not by much. Got a couple of yards. It'll be 3rd down and close to 4 to go for first for Eastridge.
Yeah, and you can see the pace. This Raptors offense, they don't joke around. They're right up on the ball, and they can really wear a defense down, especially when you have the size that they do.
Play action, wide open, a completion, a Payamanu's first throw of the night. Zach Bennett, the tight end, making the catch, and it's a first down for Eastridge inside the Maple Grove 20. They're down to the 17 and a gain of 13 yards.
And again, they don't throw a lot, but that run sets up and a great play action, great ball fake. Bennett right out into the flat. What a nice call and completion and conversion on third down.
On first down, they give it to Dominic London, and squeeze through the middle of that offensive line, getting toward the Maple Grove linebackers, and picks up 4.
And see what happens, John, is this line is so big that you have to bring your secondary in to make tackles. All of a sudden you get that play action, secondary's coming up. That allows big plays over the top and down the field.
Give to London again, and he's hit from behind and brought down. Peter Doyle, the senior linebacker, number 5, comes up and makes the stop. Not much for London that time. Maybe a yard. It'll be third down and a long 5.
And Doyle coming from the outside, is right outside linebacker. Nice job. You read your keys, you see that block down, and he fills and makes a really nice tackle.
From the 13, they'll give to Mose. He's inside the 10. Strong back, pushing his way toward the 8-yard line where they need to get for a first down.
That's going to be awfully close.
Looks like he'll be a little bit short. Inside of a yard to go for a first. And they'll go right up to the line of scrimmage and run it again. Yeah. And a timeout taken on the field, but by Maple Grove with 10:07 to play here in the second quarter.
Yeah, I like that timeout. You can see that Eastridge, the problem, John, when you play up-tempo like that, you get into a rhythm. And it can also work against you where you go 3 and out quickly and you don't ever get a rhythm. But this Eastridge team is in a nice rhythm. They're on the ball. Coach Lombardi is saying, hey, let's get a timeout, make sure we got our right personnel in, and make sure that we have everything covered right now. And this is where it's so advantageous to have that huge offensive line. You got 4th and a yard. You know, you got quarterback sneak, you got dive, you got, the blast out of the I formation. You got so many different options that you can go with. And just when you're not expecting it, that's when they'll hit you with a ball fake and a play action. So don't be surprised to see another play action here and see if they can get someone open in the flat.
So 4th down and less than a yard to go for Eastridge, leading 3-0 early in the second quarter. Payamanu with some final instructions to his line and the rest of his offense as he goes under center. He'll give to Mose, and he'll have a first down.
You can just see, the push, John. Look at 3 offensive linemen, 2 or 3 yards down the field, and you have a fullback that's 220 pounds running as hard as he can. That's going to be a big ask of any defense to stop them from under a yard.
Mose with 6 carries already today. His give is to London on first down and goal toward the end zone. And no signal yet. I don't think he quite made it. No, he didn't. So he's second down and goal about the half-yard line.
I was about to say they stuffed him for no gain there. I mean, it looked like there was nowhere to go. He just kept those feet moving, got all the way down within the 1.
Payamanu will give it to Mose. Barrels into the end zone for a touchdown. And Eastridge has a 9-0 lead.
I'll tell you, that 1-2 punch, Connor Mose and Dominic London, you got both with good size. You got, Mose with big size. He's had a number of big carries. The 4th down conversion there, he got the touchdown. This offensive line is certainly dominating the line of scrimmage. It always comes down to who's winning the line of scrimmage. And, John, I think on both sides of the football right now, the offense and defensive lines for Eastridge are winning the line of scrimmage battle.
An extra point for Ryershe to try to make it a 10-0 game. Ricotta again to hold. Remember, he pulled down that high snap on the field goal and allowed Eastridge to get its first 3 points early in the game, and now just the extra point. This one down and up, and it is through. And with 9:36 to play in the second quarter, it's 10-0 Eastridge leading Maple Grove.
Here's a look at that touchdown. Look at that push. Look at that push by the offensive line, John. Every one of the Crimson defensive line where we're 2 yards deep into the end zone. I mean, that's just unbelievable blocking right there. Look at that. You can see Mose doesn't even have to run. He just turns his backpedals into the end zone. That's all offensive line. And something to think about, too, if you're watching this game is, you tend to think that, wow, this Eastridge offense is really cooking. Both of their scores have come, one on a poor punt, where they got the ball at really good field position. They're off the interception out of the end zone. So really both their drives have been about, what, 35 to 40 yards. So you give anyone a short field, it's a great way to get your offense into rhythm. And now we find out what team Maple Grove has. They're not used to playing with, in a deficit. They're used to getting out early and having the lead. Now the pressure's on a little bit. We're going to find out about Brad Davison. We're going to find about how this offense is working. That was a 9-play, 36-yard drive. So again, it doesn't have to go very far to get the points.
Right. Ryerson's third kickoff of the game. First one was a touchback. Second one returned out to the 23. And Raptors are ready. And the kick away. And this will be handled at the 2-yard line by Collins, coming back to the middle of the field. Collins to the 25, 30, and goes down to the 31-yard line. Jeremy Balagon, the tackle after a return for Isaac Collins of 30 yards on the kick return.
Yeah, and sometimes you just need that little spark, and here it is, special teams. Not a huge play, but just enough to get them maybe that little kick in the butt, a little momentum goer. Isaac Collins, who's been their leader, their igniter all year, just a really patient run. He gets wide, follows his blockers, and gives Maple Grove some nice field position. It's better starting at your own 32 than at your 1 foot line. Okay.
First down and 10 for the Crimson. They've run 12 plays from scrimmage so far, and play number 13 goes for a loss. Hanscom dropped back inside the 30 at the 27-yard line. It'll be a loss of 5.
Yeah, Bryson White just wins this battle on the outside. Look at him right there. Great tackle. Maple Grove trying to block White inside, so there's room on the outside. There's nowhere to go. And this Eastridge team, you can feel their confidence building. Play by play, series by series. And their offense and defense feeding off of each other.
Second down and 15, back at the 27 now of Maple Grove. Just under 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. Eastridge Raptors with a 10-0 lead in the Crimson of Maple Grove. Ampey coming in motion. Davison will run that way, and there's White again to drop another ball carrier, this time Davison, for a loss of 5.
What happened is White beat his blocker, and they had a defender both on Davison and on the pitch there. You can see there was a guy covering the pitch as well, just nowhere to go. Eastridge playing extremely well, extremely disciplined. Usually you run that option, and you want one man that you got to beat between the two of you. That time, both Davison and the pitchman were covered, nowhere to go.
Officially a loss of 3, so it'll be third down and 18. We said 3 plays go for losses in the running game for Maple Grove, which you're not accustomed to seeing. But Eastridge has played tough tonight. On a definite throwing down on third and 18. Davison under pressure, running the ball and getting close to a first down, diving toward the sticks. Well, it seems like they'll mark him perhaps shy, but not by much. Boy, that was a heck of a run by Davison. I didn't think he was going to get all the way there, and perhaps he didn't, but he made it very, very close here.
When you can see he's got speed, John. He decided to tuck that in. The pocket was collapsing. Great pocket awareness by the junior quarterback, and he took off and he exploded. And I think that sets up a 4th and short. I love the call here by Coach Lombardi. You're going to go for it. You're down 2 scores already. You need the momentum. You need to sustain this drive. I love the call. But what a big third down play. Heads up play by Brad Davison.
Gain of 17, 4th down and less than a yard to go here for the Crimson. That's Ross, the fullback, in motion. They give the Collins hit, and there's a flag down.
Oh, wow.
Something on the line. It's going to be a false start on the offense, and now presumably Maple Grove will be forced to punt.
And I got to tell you, John, I think that's actually a good thing for Maple Grove, because there was nothing there on that pitch. There was a line of white defenders waiting for that. That surprised me. I would have thought quarterback sneak. You got a big, strong quarterback, and you get a push. But that's what having playing against size. He discourages you. You maybe think, hey, we can't get the push that we normally can get. And instead, it's a false start. Penalty again, playing a big role in Maple Grove's self-destruction.
Hanscom in for his third punt. Davis back for Eastridge, standing at his 30. He'll hit at the 35 of Eastridge, and he'll keep bouncing. A good roll for Maple Grove, and he'll go down to the 20-yard line. So a good kick that time for Hanscom, going for 44 yards with no return.
Well, I want to take a second and just say hello to the Iverson family that's watching this game online at home right now.
Hello, Iverson.
They are big John Jacobson and Channel 12 fans, so welcome.
I'm sure they're turning in for you.
No, I think this may be the pinnacle drive right here, because if you're Maple Grove, if you can get a quick stop and maybe get the ball back into your offense, they need to see something positive happen, JJ, on offense.
Payamanu will keep the ball on first down from the 20. And look at that push out across the 25 to the 26, maybe the 27-yard line. A gain of about 7 for the Eastridge quarterback on first down.
Yeah, and Payamanu there, do you see his patience too? I mean, watch him take this. He pauses a nice second or two, get those big guys in front of you, and watch the push here at the end. I mean, it looked like it was stopped for a 1-2 yard gain. They get a push of an extra 4 or 5 yards. That play right there was a 6-yard gain. Isn't that unbelievable for nothing that appeared open?
Payamanu with 4 carries so far for 18 yards. Second down.
Yeah, and there's the baby on the offensive line. That's Brock Albrecht, who's a great offensive lineman. He's only 230 pounds, so he's the runt of the group, but he's a heck of a football player.
His helmet came off on that play. He was coming out for a play here. Didn't mean he's seriously injured there. He'll be Payamanu running again. He won't quite get the first down, but it'll be close. The end of the play, the football ended up in the hands of Awashika, but they did get a first down. I didn't think he had quite that much.
It looked like he was short.
He did get the first. 6th first down for Eastridge in the first half. New set of downs from the 30. Mose will get the call. He'll spin away, and he's in the open. To midfield, into Maple Grove territory. Burrington will tackle him from behind at the 30 after a gain of 40 yards for Mose.
What a play. And Maple Grove actually had a chance, John, to make this tackle into the backfield. There was contact there. You got to wrap up. Great job blocking, and you run those quick traps like that. That's what can happen. That's why your secondary is so important on tackling close to the line of scrimmage. Instead, Mose breaks it for 40 yards. What a big play for this Eastridge offense.
It's London on first down, and this time Crimson ready in the middle of the defense, and they allow Dominic London just 2 yards to the 26, his 9th carry here of the half.
Well, as good as London has been tonight, I think Mose has been the more, impactful running back. He has the touchdown, and he had the 4th down conversion. There he had the big 40-yard gain. So that 1-2 punch for Eastridge certainly taking its toll on the Crimson defense.
Mose in the postseason had just 27 yards rushing coming into this game in their 3 playoff games.
Yeah, he eclipsed that there on that run alone.
Timeout taken by Maple Grove, their second charge timeout here of the half. And they just want to get to settle down and dialed in here. This is a big series for them on defense.
I take it back, John, to when I played at Eden Prairie and we got to the state championship game and we played Blaine, and we hadn't been punched in the mouth all year long. And I remember when we were trailing by 10 points, and I remember we all looked at each other like, what the heck is going on? It's a weird feeling when you're not used to getting beaten and battered and the line of scrimmage being handed to you. So I like the timeout here. Regroup. You got to build your confidence back. Guys, we've done this all year long. Play your gap. Win your one-on-one battle. Tackle as a team. Let's hold them to a field goal here, and let's get out of here. Let's start playing football. And usually, too, when we see size versus speed, generally speed usually prevails. We saw that last week against Burnsville. And tonight, not to say Eastridge doesn't have speed, I think they have speed and size. And right now, both of those together are winning.
3 receivers to the left for Payamanu, who'll run the football inside the 25 down to the 23-yard line. He'll gain 4 yards and set up a 3rd down and 4 to go for Eastridge.
Every time he's gone to the shotgun, he's kept the ball as the running back. He hasn't handed off out of that shotgun yet.
On 3rd down, the give is to London. Cuts it back inside. 1st down and more inside the 15. He'll have a 1st and goal brought down by Awashika at the 9-yard line. on a pickup of 14 yards for Dominic London. He's got 58 yards rushing in the game.
Just nice blocking. That time Zach Pape, the fullback, got in front, led the way, and a really nice patient run. I mean, these holes are huge.
The give to London, hesitates, now goes through and gains about 3 yards. Tackle from behind by Queta and Jack Bristol. He's second down and goal from just outside the 5.
You know, and you look at the blocking scheme of Eastridge, John, they don't do a lot of pulling and trapping. They're just blocking straight ahead, saying, let's use our size and battle right behind, get pushed, and you can see that's their plan.
Mose fighting for yardage, gets down to the 2-yard line. It'll be third down and goal from there. 3 more yards for Eastridge.
You can see left guard, number 72 for Eastridge, Carter Dowdle, 302 pounds. That's where a lot of their players are going, right behind the muscle there. And of course the center, number 66, that's Wesley Sandeman, 275 pounds. So a lot of beef right there.
Here's Mose on third down, getting to the goal line, but I don't think he quite got in. He'll be stopped shy. It'll be fourth down and goal.
Well, we saw this earlier, and Eastridge elected to go for the field goal. They're keeping their offense on the field. I like the call here. You got all the momentum. Try to make this a 3-score game. I like the call.
Fourth down and goal. Payamanu trying to reach the ball into the end zone, and he did. The ball comes out at the end. Boy, I thought he had, yes, there's a touchdown. Fisher coming in from the far side. It's a touchdown for Eastridge.
Payamanu, 5'10", 172 pounds, not a big guy. All you do is you get behind big number 72, left guard Carter Dowdle, 302 pounds, and you just let him, it's almost like you're a sled behind him. He's pulling you. And really heads up too, you just reach that ball across. I think that was an easy call for the referee. And I got to tell you, I thought Eastridge was good. I did not see them getting off to this kind of a start, handling Maple Grove the way they are here in the first half.
Ryerson to try to make it a 3-score game. They can go up 17-0 here with the point after try. Snap, and the kick is up, and it is through, and it is 17-0 Eastridge. Just over 3 minutes to go here in the half. Look at the touchdown again.
Yeah, and you can see, look at him going right to the right side. Look at that push, John. I know we keep talking about it, but I don't think Maple Grove's ever had anyone knock them around. This is old school power football. Hey, we're not doing anything fancy, no reverses or anything like that. We're just running straight ahead. And right now, Maple Grove has no answer for the size and the power of Eastridge. And they have 3 running backs, including their quarterback. So they're not tiring out. And that pace, when you have size that can play at that pace too, you wear down defenses. And I'm really impressed with Eastridge and the way they've started this ball game.
They've run 28 plays from scrimmage, Ryan, 27 of them on the ground, just the one pass. That Payamanu 13-yard pass to Bennett on the previous drive.
Well, and I know I said earlier that both of their scores have come on short fields. That time they go 10 plays, 80 yards. So they showed the ability to go on a short field and on a long field. And there's 3:20 left. Maple Grove with 1 timeout. I think this is a really big last couple of minutes of the half. I think even if Maple Grove doesn't score here, they got to get something positive offensively that they can take into halftime and regroup here, get back into this football game.
And almost a 2-to-1 ratio of plays run by Eastridge compared to Maple Grove coming into this next series for the Crimson. Ryersey's kick will be handled this time at the 4-yard line. This is Collins out to the 20-yard line, 30-yard line. He'll step out of bounds at the 34. And so he gets another good kick return of 30 yards, and Maple Grove will have it from their 34 with 3:11 to go in the half. And
again, a nice play on special teams, good field position. Going back to that Eastridge drive, you know what? They had the 40-yard run by Mose, but what really is debilitating is when you get 5 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards, 6 yards. They're not a big play offense necessarily, but it's a slow, methodical, just beat down at the line of scrimmage. That's demoralizing for a defensive line.
Hanscom, the lone back behind Davison. First down and 10 for the Crimson from their 34. Roll out Davison, throws and gets the completion out to the 41-yard line. And a gain of 7. Eddie Lee with his first catch tonight. That's the first pass completion of the game for Maple Grove.
Yep, and a nice easy play call, rolling out right with a right-handed quarterback. Eddie Lee, the leading receiver on this team, he's had 2 touchdowns so far in this playoffs alone, so he's a very sure-handed receiver, and you get 8 yards too, so I love the play call. You get a little bit of confidence too in your quarterback.
On second down, Davison will go with the inside give to Collins, pushing out past the 44-yard line. Looks like he's got the first down where they're spotting the football. And it is a first down for the Crimson.
And the tough part, you're used to seeing Isaac Collins, just get loose. And he hasn't had that ability to get loose. They've done a nice job, the Raptors have, of bottling him up. You haven't seen that burst of explosion that Maple Grove fans are used to seeing out of him.
Give us to Collins, and he'll only get a couple of yards out to the 46-yard line this time. Get on the stop for Eastridge, Logan Pantillis, 6'1", 300-pounder. They some big kids on both sides of the ball, don't they?
Yeah, they're big, they're physical, and they're really well coached. I mean, their fundamentals are strong, and it's hard when you can't move, 300 pounds. There's just no seam, there's no angle, and we've seen Isaac Collins. He's great at finding a little bit of space, and then he just explodes north and south. He just hasn't been able to find any real estate running the football.
Leon Ampey, the top of the screen on second down. Davison looked left, comes back right to Collins. He's got some space. 50-yard line, leaping forward inside the 40, all the way down to the Eastridge 37-yard line.
What a heck of a play call, John. Look at this play. Looks like it's a sprint out to the left. Instead, Davison comes back, Collins wide open, and there you got to see a little bit of that explosiveness, well blocked downfield. First down, and remember this clock does stop in high school football for a first down.
Gain of 17, pitch goes to Hanscom, 35-yard line, spins down to the 32-yard line, maybe the 31, gain of 5 for Maple Grove.
And you see just a little bit, there's going to be an injury.
Hanscom, the running back, is down. Remember, he got hurt a couple weeks ago against Armstrong.
Let's see if we can see where the injury might have occurred or what got hurt. Sometimes when you get that momentum like that, you get a leg or a knee or an ankle or something rolled up on that. You hate to see that for anyone, especially in a state semifinal game.
Hanscom getting close to 6 on the first down run.
And you can see, did you see the push? That was really one of the first times tonight where we saw the offensive line of Maple Grove firing off the ball, winning that line of scrimmage. And they got a little bit of momentum going here for Maple Grove. 2 nice plays back to back. Let's see if we can see what, it almost looks like 2 right at the end here, John. His head got slammed against the ground. I don't know if it was his head. The way he's looking, he's not holding his knee or his ankle. And I can tell you from playing, watch his head hit the ground. Sometimes when you do hit the head, that ground is hard. And when you get thrown down, watch his head right at the end of this play. Bam. You can see it. Yeah. I had a couple of concussions from that. Not from a hit, but actually just hitting my head on the ground. So and the way he's sitting, you can tell it definitely rang his bell. And, with the concussion protocols and awareness now, that's a big deal. And certainly you hope he doesn't have it, but if he does, that could be a really big loss, John, for this Crimson offense.
Well, how much has that changed in the time since you played high school football to now?
It's funny, on this field, in the state quarterfinals against Rochester Mayo, I got hit so hard as a linebacker that I played the next step and I was facing the wrong direction. Not knowing where I was, and finally someone noticed it. Nowadays, you got 2 or 3 doctors, training staff. They're trained to recognize it, and with kids this age, there's no funny business about it. My wife makes fun of me that I already have Alzheimer's disease, and it might be from the number of concussions that I had. So you take it very, very seriously, and you hate to see anyone with it, but you got a great training staff there.
Hanscom will come out. Second down and 4 for the Crimson. Minute 34 to play in the half. They trail 17-0 to Maple Grove, really needing some points on the board here in this possession. Davison back up under center as they wind the clock again. That's Rule to come in motion. He'll stand to the right, and the pitch will go to Collins, short side of the field, 30-yard line. He'll get out of bounds at the 27 and stop the clock. He'll get the first down, though, important, and stop the clock right at 23 to go.
Yeah, and they do a nice job. They've motioned away from the action that they're going to, and they like that toss to the left. And on a short field like that, you get the first down, and you get out of bounds. It's clock stop. So that was a big play, a nice play call too.
They may have called that first down too early. They're going to measure for that right at the.
Well, I thought he clearly had the first down.
So we'll see if he got the first down or not, I guess. Collins with 7 runs tonight, but hasn't had that one big explosive run that we're used to seeing here. The longest run so far has been 8 yards. He's had a couple of those.
Yeah, they're going to get the first down there, and he's out of bounds. But, John, in the playoffs, he's averaging 179, so almost 180 yards. During the regular season, almost 150 yards. So he's elevated his game. And the nice thing about him is he's got that big playability, but he's also very similar in that he can beat you 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 yards at a time. He's a very durable kid and doesn't have big size, but they really could use an explosive play by Isaac Collins right now.
First down and 10 from the 27-yard line. The give is to Collins. Sidesteps a guy in the backfield and gets inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. It looked like that was going to go for more, Ryan, but the Raptors come up and make the tackle. Josh Konazi in on the stop. Also Brooke Albrecht making the stop after a gain of just 3 for Collins.
And they're not letting Isaac Collins get outside. They're setting that edge. He's cutting back to the middle, and he really made a heck of a run to get 4 yards out of that play. There was not much there.
On second down and 6, Davison surveying the field, has time. Now we'll tuck it down and run inside the 20, 15-yard line, and all the way down inside the 10. It'll be a first down for Maple Grove, and goal to go, looks like, for the Crimson on the Davison run of 14 yards. Look at that play again. Gets away from guy near the point of attack and then finally brought down by Will Walker. But it's a first down and goal for the Crimson. Pitch goes to Collins, trying to get outside, and he's knocked out of bounds almost immediately by Walker after a gain of 1. Just over 30 seconds to go now in the half. Collins, he got a yard, but that was it. A timeout taken by Eastridge. That'll leave them with 1 timeout remaining. Each team with 1 timeout left as the clubs come to the sideline. Diagram out this final few seconds of the half, and boy, how big is this for each team. Maple Grove really needing some points to get within 2 scores before halftime, and Eastridge with nothing more to keep this at 17-0 going into halftime. Either way, it's been a very strong first half for the Raptors, showing great push on offense, being able to move the ball, running very well tonight. And for the most part, has played well defensively. Now Maple Grove pushing them around a little bit here on this drive. It'll be a second down and goal close to the 8-yard line of the Raptors when we come out of this timeout. Eastridge defense is back out onto the field. Maple Grove offense breaks the huddle from Coach Matt Lombardi and comes back up. Second down and goal, Maple Grove. Ryan Iverson is headed down to the field. We'll hear from both of our coaches here at halftime. Davison's going to keep it. He's inside the 5, leans forward to the 4-yard line. Gain of about 5. It'll be third down and goal from there. Maple Grove will use their final timeout here. Coach Lombardi back out onto the field, and got 2 plays really to get into the end zone, unless they, I guess, if they could decide, depending on how this play goes, if they don't get close enough to the goal line to their liking, could kick a field goal, which should still get them back to within 2 scores. There you see the time left, 24 seconds. No timeouts remaining for Maple Grove. So in theory, though, they could run pretty much any play they want and still have time to get that field goal unit on the field. It would be quick. They have to, guys that are coming in for that are going to have to be ready, but should be able to get that off if that's necessary. If they don't score in this play or They feel like they want to kick a field goal on 4th down, but going for 6 here if they can get it in these next couple of plays. 3rd down and goal for Maple Grove, just inside the Eastridge 5-yard line. Eastridge defense now coming up to their side of the line of scrimmage on this big play for the Crimson and the Raptors. Ampey inching a little closer to the line on 3rd down and goal. Davison will roll out right. Steps up, throws, and completes. Gets the touchdown. Will Rule for the touchdown, and Maple Grove is on the board. Rule with the catch. On a 5-yard toss from Davison, Maple Grove has its first points of the game. Davison stepping inside, doing a good job getting away from Alex Johnson there and finding Rule open and getting the touchdown. Knutson on for the extra point to try to make it a 17-7 game here just before halftime. Kick is up by Knutson, and he missed it left. And so it remains 17-6. Raptors, still a 2-possession game with 18 seconds remaining in the half. Look at the touchdown pass again. Will Rule with his 8th postseason catch, his 3rd touchdown grab. And he was wide open there at the goal line and gets the Crimson 6. And the extra point try from Davison, or from Knutson, missed. That drive, 11 plays, 66 yards in 2 minutes and 56 seconds, and they get 6 on the board. So for Eastridge on this play, just don't want to give the ball away on the kickoff, and presumably take a knee and go to the locker room, and happy that you're up by 11 points. And see how deep Knutson kicks it. And they might just keep this kick low and on the ground and not risk any kind of deep return as well. And that's exactly what they do. It goes through an Eastridge hand, and it is recovered, though, by the Raptors at the 35. Went up off the hands of one of those up men initially, but then recovered by the Raptors by Joseph Sieben. Watch this play again. Not really an onside kick, but went off of one of the Raptor guys 15 yards downfield. And then recovered back there at the 35. Excuse me, it wasn't Sieben, it was number 7, Sam Schiller, who got back. And so Eastridge will have a kneel down here to end the half. Maple Grove has no timeouts to stop the clock. They're not going to be able to get the football back. And there's the kneel down, and we will go to halftime. Eastridge very impressive in this first half, taking a 17-6 lead into halftime against the Crimson. The Raptors looking for their 11th straight win of the season and a spot in the Prep Bowl. Maple Grove will need a comeback in the second half if they want to face district rival Osseo in the Prep Bowl next Friday night. Let's go down to the field and Ryan Iverson.
Yeah, hi, thanks, John, with Coach Lombardi. Coach, how big was that score there going into the halftime?
Obviously big. We were down 3 and scores, and kids really are rattled right now. So we got to just relax and kind of calm everybody down. But we made a lot of mental errors in the first half that we really haven't done, and pretty much across the board. So at least we're down 11. We're still in this thing. We got 24 minutes to improve, and we're still going to be okay.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, I mean, you guys aren't used to playing from behind. You're used to getting out to fast starts. What's the message at halftime?
Well, the good news is we can't play any worse. So I think that picks us up because we literally made 900 mistakes. And so hopefully we can settle down and we'll just come out and, hey, it's a little, we just watched a team like last night win by 4. They were down 14 with 8 minutes left and won. So this is a momentum sport. We're still okay, but we just got to play much better football.
Yeah, and last quick question. Defensively, their offensive line's huge. They're getting the push off the line of scrimmage. How do you combat that?
We might have to do some little adjustments. We'll do some tweakings, I think. But you got to bring your feet when when you tackle. I think their running backs are doing a good job getting yards after contact, and we got to improve there.
Yeah, thanks for your time, Coach. Best of luck in the second half. Well, there you have it, Coach Lombardi, obviously a leader of this team. He's been in big games, trailed in big games. He's going to get that team fired up. We'll see what brings in the second half. Back to you, JJ.
All right, thanks very much, Ryan. Thanks for a few minutes of Matt Lombardi's time. We'll hear from Dan Fritzy before the start of the second half. Our score at halftime, Eastridge 17, Maple Grove 6. You're watching Class 6A playoff football on Channel 12 Sports.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
(17-6) Eastridge leading Maple Grove at halftime of our 6A semifinal tonight at Eden Prairie High School. Some highlights from the opening half of play. Eastridge got a short field after opening 3 and out and a short punt by Maple Grove. Dominic London carries this one 20 yards inside the Maple Grove 10. Crimson didn't allow a touchdown, but they do give up a field goal. Nice hold on the snap, the high snap by Okada, and then the Ryerson kick of 24 yards made it 3-0. Isaac Collins moving a little bit on the ground. He ended up rushing in the first half 9 times for 38 yards. There was the interception at the end of the first quarter that helped set up the second score of the game, the first touchdown of the game for Eastridge. The 1-yard run by Mose to make it 10-0. Brad Davison, good run here, carrying the ball out to the 41-yard line. And Mose with a big run later in the second quarter. This run went for 42 yards. He had 70 yards rushing, Connor Mose, in that first half, and set up that 4th down touchdown run by Payamanu, and it was 17-0. Maple Grove puts together a nice drive late in the half to finally get on the board. Davison with a great rollout, and then comes back to Collins, and he goes on that pass play for 17 yards. And then a few plays later, Maple Grove able to finish it off on a 3rd down and goal from the 5. Davison hitting Will Rule, his 11th catch of the season. 3 have gone for touchdowns, including that one. And the extra point missed, but it did give Maple Grove 6, and it's 17-6. You look at the first half stats. Eastridge really churning up the yards on the ground so far, 158 yards. Passing yards, not much on either side. The total yards, the Raptors with the definite edge there. Maple Grove with the 1 turnover, and Eastridge able to turn it into points early in the second quarter, each team with 2 5-yard penalties. 17-6, Eastridge leads Maple Grove. We're back with more from Eden Prairie High School after this timeout.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Lindsay, for example. Her first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. Right away, she received professional training and now has the tools and skills necessary to produce her own show. She's turning dreams into realities right from her own home. And best of all, she's sharing her passion with members of her community and beyond. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
17-6, Eastridge up on Maple Grove at halftime. Go back to the sideline. Ryan Iverson standing by with Eastridge head coach Dan Fritzy.
Thanks, John. Hey, Coach, I don't think you could have scripted a better first half just from physicality, the way your offensive line performed, the way you guys got turnovers, marched down and scored 17-6. How do you think the first half went?
No, I liked we got our tempo going a little bit, and we were able to run the ball up the middle. I didn't like we weren't able to put it in on that first drive. We had to settle for a field goal. That was disappointing. But I like our kids' tempo and our attitude. We're really coming off the ball hard on offense. On defense, and we played well in the first half. We let up that last one at the end on a little bit of a mental error, which we didn't like.
How do you get that momentum back going into halftime? What'd you tell the kids?
You know, our mantra all year is we don't look at the scoreboard. We never do. We fight no matter what. It's 100% no matter what. And you get caught looking at the scoreboard, you lose focus on what you're supposed to be doing. So our kids are used to this. We know we're a second half team. We just got to fight through. It's going to come down to the end.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on the great first half. Best of luck to you in the second half.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Back up to you, John.
All right, thanks very much, Ryan. Thanks to Coach Fritzy. And we've known Dan's dad, Dave, for years. He's worked with us on the high school all-star football game. He's his defensive coordinator this year. He's come back to coach football the last few years after retiring from coaching and teaching. But good to see Dave before the game and his son's team and playing a very good first half most of the way. And that 17-6 lead. And we're going to go back down to the sideline. Ryan's got a special guest.
Thanks, John. I'm down here on the sideline. I was looking at all these players. I spotted a heck of an athlete on the sideline, Charles Johnson, wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings. Charles, what's your impression of the first half?
I'm really impressed, man. It was kind of good to come out here just to see high school football again. It's been a while. I mean, I got back to see my nephew earlier in the year on our bye week, but I just wanted to come out here and see some real players play. And, I mean, it's been a good game so far. I mean, the Raptors are winning 17-6, but I know a coach for the Maple Grove, so he told me about the game, and I wanted to come out and support.
How does Minnesota high school football compare to where you grew up and the style of football that you played?
I'm from a small school, man. I had like 500 kids in my school, and but we had some tough kids. I like our team. I put our team up against anybody, and I mean, I think high school football around is the same. Kids go out there and play the game because they love it, and they go out there and just go out there and give it everything they got for their brothers, and you're gonna find that all around the world.
Hey, you know, I was talking to Coach Lombardi. He said he had an extra jersey and shoulder pads, some cleats for you that he could use you maybe in the second half.
Oh, lace me up, I'm ready. I'll go out there, yeah.
Well, quickly, just one last question. You know, Charles, you talk about at high school, you're playing for your friends, your family, your community. How is that different, or how is that similar to playing professionally, playing for the Vikings?
I mean, it's still kind of similar. I mean, you go out there, you want to play for your brothers next to you. You got family that depends on you, and you got your coaches that know and they expect so much from you. And but it's a little bit different because at the level of the NFL and the professional level, it's more of a business, and as opposed to high school and college. You go out there because you love playing this game, and not to say that you don't love it at the NFL level, but it's a different type of love. And I mean, it's a different feeling, man. It's hard to explain unless you go out there and just play at all three levels.
No, absolutely. So, Charles, it's 17-6. What's your final prediction here for this game?
I'm predicting 24. I'm going 24-20, 24-30, somewhere around there. And I'm gonna go with the Maple Grove.
There you have it, Maple Grove. What's your prediction on Sunday?
Oh, we're just gonna win. That's all I care about.
Attaboy. Well, thanks for a couple minutes tonight, Charles. Back up to you, John.
All right, thanks very much, Ryan and Charles Johnson. The Vikings take their 5-2 record. There's a touchback on the run back. There's this long run back was immediately blown dead. Griffin Davis had a foot in the end zone, and this is going to come all the way back. I thought they had marked it down. Wasn't that a touchback? Let's see the. Oh, no. My mistake. He was winding his arm, and I completely blew that call. So great return instead by Griffin Davis out to the 45 of Maple Grove. A return of 54 yards by Davis. I was about to say Charles Davis and the Vikings take on the Rams Sunday at noon at TCF Bank Stadium. 5-2 Vikings taking on the Rams. It features James Laurinaitis, a Wayzata High School graduate, one of the top players on that defensive side for the Rams. First play from scrimmage here in the second half, and no surprise that Eastridge would go to the running game. They ran all but one play in that first half. They had one pass attempt. Dominic London there picking up a couple of yards down to the 43-yard line. He's got 64 yards on 13 carries now, 12 carries now. And on second down and 8, they give to Mose, who fights his way inside the 40-yard line down to the 39-yard line. Mose has been a very good weapon offensively. Along with London, they've been a good 1-2 punch tonight for Eastridge. To be a pickup on the play of close to 5 yards, and a third down coming. And the give is to Mose again, working his way down inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. It looks like he may have a first down. He's right at the sticks here. And we'll see where exactly they spot him. He does have a first down. So Mose getting a couple of carries back to back, getting his team a first down, a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 for the Raptors from the 35-yard line after the long kick return by Davis set this up. They give to London inside the 35-yard line. He'll get down to the 31 before his forward progress was stopped and he was thrown back. But a gain for London of 4, and it'll be 2nd down and 6. And again, that offense for Eastridge kind of picking up right where they left off, Ryan, late in the, well, really for most of that first half.
Yeah, and we always talk about adjustments, halftime. What adjustments are you going to make? And I don't know if there is an adjustment to make against this big offensive line unless you bring more people.
London gets under the clear 20-yard line, trying to break the tackle of Wallach, still on his feet all the way inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line. A gain of 29 for Dominic London.
How about the finish of this run? You can see a nice hole. Missed tackles. You can't miss tackles. And then he's got a nice speed, but look at that stiff arm, and he carries the defender an extra 6 or 7 yards. That's just a really, really physical run. And this Eastridge team hasn't lost any momentum, any steam. They're not doing anything different than they did in the first half.
1st and goal from the 3. The give to Mose, pushing toward the goal line. He'll be stopped shy. It'll be 2nd down and goal from the 2.
And how big was that kickoff return, too?
Yeah.
That first play, Maple Grove scored going into halftime. Of course, they scored while I'm on my way down to the sideline, but they score. They get a little of that momentum back. Bam, first play, big kickoff return, momentum all the way back on the Raptors side.
On 2nd down and goal, Hayamanu back under center. He had a quarterback sneak in the first half. He's going to get to Mose again. Hit in the backfield by Doyle as he fights for yardage, getting toward the goal line. I think he finally fell in, but they had blown the play dead. And it'll be 3rd down and goal from the 1.
And that was very well defended. That time the push from the Maple Grove defensive line kept it neutral, and then you got to get guys coming on the outside. Doyle flying in, and you notice he grabbed Mo's feet, so he doesn't have any power, momentum going forward.
3rd down and goal. Paimano will give to Mose again into that middle of that line. No signal yet. Jack Bristol is saying no, he didn't get in, and he didn't. And it's 4th down and goal.
Really the first time we've seen that interior defensive line fight back and maybe win the line of scrimmage, John, on 2 consecutive plays. And this is what a play this sets up. 4th and goal from within the yard line.
Paimano fumbled the football. It's loose on the ground. And Eastridge is saying they covered it in the end zone. Officials moving in, and it's a touchback.
John,
touchback in Maple Grove football. Wow, how about that?
Paimano, that time your quarterback sneak, the first thing they always tell you, get this exchange. Sometimes you get in such a hurry to get that momentum going. You can see this ball right out on the exchange. The ball's on the ground. Now remember, if Eastridge recovers that in the end zone, that's a touchdown. And it could tell, I don't know if that's number 92.
Looks like
it's 32.
No, it's 32.
32. Yeah,
Joksomovic.
And what a heads-up play. And I can tell you that from experience, that is not easy. You're on the pile with 9 big guys around you. You get your arm on that. What a stand, Maple Grove. But I'll tell you, even though they got that, John, the plays, that drive was won on those 2 previous plays where they were able to hold on 4th and 1, 3rd and 1, 2nd and 1, and 3rd and 1.
8.5 minutes to go. New life for the Crimson. Still trailing, though, by 2 scores. Davison will look left, throws. Collins is wide open at the 35, breaks into the open, and Collins is going to go 80 yards for a touchdown, and it's 17-12.
Wow. You talk about big plays. You get a fumble, recovered in the end zone for a touchback. First play, and again, it was a misdirection. They send him out, Davison out to the right, throws back to the left. What a play. And how do you leave Isaac Collins, one of the most dangerous players in the state, wide open and one-on-one in space? He's going to win that matchup almost every time.
Great play, 80 yards on that touchdown pass. And wow, things can change in 2 plays.
Just like that, it looked like it was going to be Eastridge going up 24-6, and instead, 2 plays later, Maple Grove finds the end zone. What a big play. And a nice, easy throw by Davison. That's not easy when the guy's wide open sometimes, but he hit it.
Direct snap to Collins here. Excuse me, Ryan, going for the 2-point conversion, and he stopped. And so it stays a 2-point game, or 2-possession game at 17-12. The extra point would have only gotten them to 17-13. And so perhaps a big stop there by Eastridge, but look at again at the touchdown play.
And just really well executed, beautifully designed, a rollout to the right, a throwback. And again, like I said, Isaac Collins in space, one-on-one, he's going to make 99 out of 100 times going to make a guy miss. And there's no one that's going to catch him, no one in the stadium other than maybe Charles Johnson. And there's the 2-point conversion. It looked like there was a seam there for Isaac Collins, but Eastridge does a nice job, forgetting the previous play, focusing on that play. And like you said, John, it's a 2-score game. That's a lot different than being down a field goal. Nice job, Eastridge, closing that gap down, not allowing Collins in for the 2-point conversion.
Boy, but how big is this? It could have been, looked like it was going to be, for sure, 24-6.
Yeah.
Nope. And then all of a sudden now it's 17-12 in a matter of 20 seconds on the clock.
And that's why people love this game, right? I mean, it's so up and down. It's momentum. Who has it? Maple Grove just snatched it right back from Eastridge. And let's see if their defense builds on that turnover.
We had a big kick return by Davis the last time. He's out past the 10, the 20-yard line. Davis trying to get outside, does break a tackle, the 25, but this time brought down at the 28. Still a decent return, but not like last time. And Eastridge will start first down and 10 from their 28-yard line.
And if you're Eastridge too, John, I don't think you change anything up. I mean, you've had success every possession you've had just running your dives with your fullback. You mix that in too with London, the way he's been running the ball. I don't think you change anything up. You just got to be sure-handed. Turnovers will kill you. No matter how great you are, how much you're dominating a football game, turnovers can kill you, really change the momentum of the game.
Payamanu from the shotgun gives to London. Here outside the 30, and he gains 6 yards on first down to the 34-yard line.
Did you see him turn that from outside in and then go up the field? That was electric. That's a big, strong, fast kid. And you can see why, he's averaging almost 190 yards per game in the playoffs.
102 yards rushing today on 15 carries. Second down and 4. This time they fake to him. Payamanu, the ball carrier, tackled by Zion Allen and stops him shy of a first down. It'll be 3rd and a long 1.
And you can see Zion Allen does a nice job coming in from outside linebacker. That's what they need. That's what they weren't getting in the first half of these outside guys, secondary level tacklers coming in, making tackles at the line of scrimmage.
3rd down for Eastridge. A give us to Mose. Hit, and I don't think he got there. Let's see where they run in.
He got it. They're marking it. That's a first down.
Just shy of the 44-yard line. Yeah, they won't even measure. That's a first down.
But again, you can see Maple Grove flying to the ball here. Their momentum now is going forward. That defensive line is holding, and you're getting 4 or 5 secondary guys, linebackers, outside linebackers, safeties coming into the box. Now is where you got to be careful, John, of a play-action pass.
From the 39, there's the rollout for Payamanu. Throws too high and incomplete. Had a man open. It was Schiller, but couldn't hit him with the pass. He's been their leading receiver this season, and Payamanu overshot him.
Yeah, and Schiller was open. I think what happened, there's a little bit of pressure right as the quarterback was ready to throw that. And I think that was what caused that ball to sail a little bit. But there he was, the play action set up really nicely, and they had him. That would have been a nice game.
Clock stopping, 6:53 to go in the 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 10 from the 39. Payamanu now from the shotgun. Faking the handoff to London. He'll keep it. Gets to the 40, and he's hit by Allen. Hit by Wallach and dropped down.
Well, there's Wallach for you, the defensive back. He's a cornerback. We talked, John, in the pregame, how important for these guys on the outside to come in. There was a misdirection. It looked like there was a lot of room You can see Wallach coming in. Look at the gang tackling. 5, 6, 7 crimson jerseys right there. This defense is playing inspired football right now. A lot different energy than they had in the first half.
3rd down and 8 from the 41. Payamanu looking right, now cuts it back. He'll get to the 42-yard line, and that's it. A yard gain. It'll be 4th down for Eastridge.
Yeah, and I thought that play was made by number 9, Ryan Shea, who set the edge on the outside. There was nowhere to go. You can see, even though Ryan Shea did not make that tackle, he cut that ball inside, and then you got pursuit. I really believe that Coach Lombardi and his staff, they preach pursuing to the football. That was a really well-executed defensive play. Big stand by Maple Grove.
Ryerson into punt for just the 2nd time today. First one went for 43 yards. Eastridge will try to get some of the field position back. Gets the kick toward the right sideline, takes a bounce, handled at the 20-yard line, but Collins right at the sideline and goes out of bounds at the 23. Kick of 37 yards with a 3-yard return. So Maple Grove really feeling it now. I think Eastridge now, you heard from Coach Lombardi tell you his kids were a little rattled at halftime. Now I think Eastridge with that turnover and then immediately a Maple Grove touchdown, a team that's rattled now.
Well, it's funny, at this age, at a high school level, kids can forget how good they are in a hurry, and you can forget how bad you were in a hurry. And this Maple Grove team all year long played with so much confidence. Their execution virtually flawless all year long. In that first half, they look like a different team, and here you can see they've come out, they got their confidence back. And, you know, sometimes just believing that you can do it, even if maybe you can't, you believe in yourself and big things can happen, and that's how they started the second half.
It's Collins in motion, Davison to throw on 1st down and knocked away, intended for Ampey, and the coverage, Marcus Haskins, the junior defensive back.
I can tell you that you take a breath as a Maple Grove fan. Any throw tonight across the field, the middle of the field, Eastridge doing a great job of getting their depth and their drops, and that ball luckily wasn't tipped, or you're talking maybe about another turnover. Maple Grove's had luck tonight throwing the ball misdirections, right? Rolling one way, throwing back the other way.
2nd down and 10, Crimson from their 23. 5:27 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Eastridge has led all the way, and they're up by 5 right now. Pitch goes to Collins, cutting back to the middle of the field to the left side, out across the 30-yard line of the 31. They'll bring up 3rd down and 2 on an 8-yard gain for Collins. He hasn't had it easy running the ball tonight. Ryan, 10 carries for 46 yards.
Look at that cutback. There was a flag here thrown at the end of the play. We'll see if we can see if it was a face mask or if who the penalty was on.
Man, just 2 penalties so far on each side for 10
game.
total yards. And see what the call is going to be. I think you're going to be right on the face mask. Well, this is a personal foul. They didn't give the face mask signal, but it's a personal foul against Eastridge.
See at the end of this run, what the... I think they might be calling him, he pulled his head at the end. I'm not sure what the penalty was, but it was about 3rd and 2 there, and so instead it's an automatic 1st down here with the penalty. You know, it's been a clean game, but penalties play such a big part. You got to be disciplined. Can't give the other team 3 yards at this stage in the season.
Ampey in motion. Davison keeps on 1st down. He'll be getting a couple of yards to the 49-yard line. Remke in on the stop for Eastridge. 2nd down and 8. Davison with 8 carries tonight for 47 yards.
Yeah, the bulk of his carries have come on design passes where he tucks it in, turns it upfield, and able to get loose into the 2nd level. His design runs have been a little bit slower developing, hasn't had huge success.
On 2nd down, ball just shy of midfield for the Crimson. Davison faking the handoff, rolls out right, completes the pass. Rule, who had the touchdown catch earlier, short gain, will gain 5 yards. Griffin Davis with the sure tackle there. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
I really like that play. You're rolling Brad out to his right hand. He able to step, plant, get his hips, his legs into that throw, and he got some velocity on it and was very accurate. That's a big-time throw. Nice catch. Great coverage, too. That was just a good football play all the way around. And a big gain to set up 3rd and manageable.
3rd down and 3 from the 46 of Eastridge here from Maple Grove. Looking to put together a scoring drive that would put them in the lead for the first time tonight. Davison on the keeper going forward. They run in from the side. He'll be close to a 1st down at the 43-yard line.
I think it depends where they spot this.
1st down.
1st down. God, that looks awfully close to not measuring.
Hey, they don't. There's been a couple of it. We're not going to measure. It's 1st down.
Yeah, I like the call here. Just quarterback sneak, quick. I think it caught Eastridge off guard there. And Brad stayed nice and low, a big, strong kid, and able to propel forward. Nice drive so far by Maple Grove.
1st and 10 from the 43. Give to Collins, trying to go outside. He's dropped for a loss back at the 46-yard line. Alex Johnson, senior linebacker, making the stop on Collins.
Yeah, nice penetration that time. You can see Johnson coming into your screen right through the A gap there. Just makes a heck of a tackle. You know, and I don't care how good you are, fast, quick, any of that. You grab someone's ankles and their feet, there's nowhere for them to go. That was a nice tackle by Alex Johnson.
2nd down and 13. Eastridge trying to get a little pushback here on defense. Maple Grove has gotten touchdowns on their last 2 drives in this football game. Play action for Davison. Looking deep, throwing to the right side, gets the completion to Ampey. No, he's out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Ampey thought he had a foot down, but he was pushed out of bounds. Davis and Haskins on the coverage, and we'll take a look at it again. It'll be 3rd down and 13.
Yeah, love the play call here. Excellent route. Oh, that's the right call. His foot was out of bounds.
First foot was definitely out.
Nice call by the referee. Clearly out of bounds, but a nice throw, nice timing. Brad Davison really making some nice throws in the second half. You can tell his confidence has certainly built up here as the game's gone on.
3rd and 13 for the Crimson. Davison from the shotgun, rolling right, has time to throw, steps into his throw, gets the completion, and this one inbounds at the 33-yard line. Eddie Lee with the catch, a gain of 13 yards.
You see Coach Lombardi give it the fist pump. He's excited about that. A really nice rollout here. Watch Brad Davison step into this throw. And we'll see there. Look at that catch. That's an NFL-type catch. That's a Chris Carter along the sideline. Look at the Coach Lombardi running down. That was a big-time throw and a huge catch for a 1st down. What a play.
It was a gain of 14 yards on Lee's 2nd catch tonight. One more look at it, and Lee able to stretch out for the catch, keep his feet in bounds, and get a big 1st down here for the Crimson. 1st and 10 from the 32. Play action again. Davison rolling left, going toward the end zone, and incomplete. Completely overshot Lee as Davison gets knocked down late. There's a flag that comes in.
It's going to be a late hit on the roughing the passer.
Yep, late hit on Eastridge. So they get 2 personal foul penalties on this drive. Wow.
You know, how about Maple Grove, John, adjusting to the way this game's being played? You know, they've been a run-dominant team. Here they've come out, they're throwing on this drive. And I love the play calls. I love the confidence, taking shots down the field, too. You know, in winning championship-type games, you need to make big plays. What a big catch by Eddie Lee. 3rd and long. He makes a tiptoe catch. And there, like you said, the 2nd personal foul penalty on this drive alone to keep the drive going.
First and 10, the ball now at the 17-yard line after the personal foul. Two minutes, 41 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Eastridge still in the lead, but that lead hanging by a thread now. Crimson with all the momentum. Give it to Collins, back to the middle of the field. Collins back to the left side, diving for the end zone. He won't quite get there. It'll be 1st and goal from the 2 on a gain of 15 for Isaac Collins.
Well, that's Isaac Collins football. Watch him pitch here. Look at his patience. Look at that push by the offensive line with Maple Grove. That's what Eastridge has been doing all game long. And then the great vision by Isaac Collins with the nice cutback. I thought he was going to get into the end zone. Either way, he gets down to 1st and goal inside the 1-yard line.
1st down and goal from inside the 2 for Maple Grove. looking to go up by a point here with a score. Davison up under center. He'll give inside and push back. They won't get it on that play. Eastridge, middle of that defensive line, able to hit Isaac Collins and drive him back. He lost a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 3.
That was a great wall of Eastridge, as it's known right there. Just no room. Those big guys, linebackers crashing. I think to score on this, you're going to have to get something to the outside. We saw at the end of the first half, Davison rolled to his right for a touchdown pass. Either some type of jet sweep, pitch sweep, or Davison rolling out. I think is how you're going to have to attack this defense at this goal line.
Big Carter Dottle, all 302 pounds of him, the one that hit Collins there. 2nd down and goal from the 3. Ampey coming in motion. Davison rolling right. Davison into the end zone. Touchdown, Maple Grove. And Maple Grove's in front for the first time.
Yeah, they snatched the momentum on that fumble at the goal line and have not let go. And watch Isaac Collins here leading the way. Just a really nice block on Michael Remke, the outside linebacker for Eastridge, and that was an easy touchdown for Brad Davison. And now that puts Maple Grove back in the lead, 18-17. You got to assume they're going to go for 2 here, John, to try to at least get it to a 3-point lead.
Right. Trying to make it 20-17 and make Eastridge kick a field goal just to tie the game. They failed on the 2-point try after their last touchdown. Let's see what play call they go with here.
You're going to get something outside of the tackles, I believe, John, whether it's a pre-snap jet sweep or you're getting Brad Davison rolling out wide, some type of misdirection. You can see they're going unbalanced to the right side.
The pitch goes to Collins. Now he's going to throw back to his left to the back of the end zone. And
No, he caught it.
He catch it loud. Caught by Eddie Lee. I thought he had dropped the ball when he got hit. Instead, it's Lee hanging on. Took a terrific hit at the end, and they get the 2-point conversion. Well, that was a long throw back across the field, but it worked. Look at them again.
Yeah, halfback pass. Lee's just cutting across. Now watch number 7 for Eastridge, Sam Schiller. He mistimes his jump here, John. You can see he was in perfect position. He jumped a little too early. That ball hung in the air. From up here where we are, we had a perfect angle. I thought that ball was going to be intercepted by Schiller, but it wasn't. Here's a look at that touchdown again. Isaac Collins, look at that great lead block. Brad Davison untouched into the end zone. They're having success, John, not running through the tackles. They've recognizing that that's a big, beefy defensive line. We're going against their throws tonight. They're throwing downfield, misdirection. And here's that halfback pass. And that ball hung in there. Watch number 7 again from Eastridge. Just mistimes his jump right over his hands, and a big 2-point conversion to make it a field goal game.
12 plays, 77 yards, and 4 minutes and 8 seconds on the drive for Maple Grove. Just 2 passes for Eastridge in the game. It was a short kickoff that'll be handled at the 23-yard line. This is Schiller. Got some room at the 30-yard line and brought down at the 34-yard line. So now for Eastridge, they got to kind of gather themselves back together, Ryan, try to get some momentum back. It is all with Maple Grove on both offense and defense right now.
Well, and here's the good news. I think Eastridge is obviously down 3. They have a great kicker, and that's where that could come into play. But you don't do anything different. They've had a success moving the football, pounding the football. Don't be surprised to see a little trickery here, John, or some more play action. Try to get a big play in the passing game as well.
Odonis Payamanu out of the shotgun, standing back at his 29. 1st down and 10. Eastridge from their 34 as Payamanu runs out past the 40. A good 1st down run and gaining 7 yards. Allen on the tackle. It'll be 2nd down and 3, maybe 2 yards to go after the 1st down run by the Eastridge quarterback.
Championship teams, John, they don't change their identity when they get down. We saw Maple Grove. They didn't change who they were. They just executed better. Eastridge, if they want to go to the Prep Bowl, they just got to keep doing what they're doing.
Amato picks up 10 yards and a 1st down on his longest run of the night. And Eastridge with back-to-back good runs to begin this drive.
Yeah, nice again. Out of the shotgun, Payamanu's tended to take that himself. And again, you see that push coming back from that right side. A lot of white jerseys, 3, 4, 5 yards down the field.
He'll keep it himself again, trying to get outside. There's a flag down, perhaps a hold. He gains 9 yards down the 40, but we think this is coming back.
Peter Doyle, number 5, the outside linebacker. He came crashing in, and the right tackle or the tight end, I couldn't see the number, left tackle, clearly had his hands wrapped around him. That's going to be a hold. That's going to back him up.
Wait, how big are these last 3 penalties as Eastridge has taken? 2 personal fouls on the last drive. And this one, definitely the hold called on Mose there, and this holding call that wipes out the 9-yard run.
So just think about this. It's 2nd and 1. Instead, you're at 1st and 20. 1st and 20. You know, that's a totally different thing. We talked about the personal foul penalties, 2 of them on that last drive alone. So Eastridge played such a clean, sharp first half. They still control their own destiny. That's the thing you tell your team, guys. Hey, we execute, do what we do. There's so much time, so much football left to play. We still control our own destiny.
On 1st down and 20, Payamanu will carry. He'll spin out to the 45-yard line. He'll gain 4. But now, a good 1st down run, but you've got that penalty. Yep. You've got to try to make up that yardage, and it brings up 2nd and 16 here.
Yeah, and I like what they're doing. You don't have to get it all back on one play here. Get chunks of it. You might be in 4-down territory, so you want to just set it up where you have 3rd manageable and maybe a 4th and short at the end of this.
Should be the final play of the quarter. Dominic London's got some space. He's at the 45, the 40-yard line. Makes a nice cut back to the 30. London all the way down inside the Maple Grove 20 to the 19-yard line. A flag goes down back in the Eastridge backfield. Oh, let's see. This could be a huge penalty. As bad as those last 3 have been, and it's going to be another holding penalty against Eastridge. My goodness.
Let's see if we can see it here. That was a heck of an effort of a run.
Well, I think
number 6 there, is that what they got it on?
Call Zach Bennett kind of tackled the defender from behind. And
yeah, it did, and you just wondered, too, did you have to do that? I mean, at that point, it almost looked like London was already broke loose. So what you talk about penalties, John, that maybe none bigger than that one right there, negating a huge gain. And again, setting up 2nd and what's going to be very, very long.
Down to the 38-yard line, and we should be going to the 4th quarter. And now, yes, I think they realize that the quarter is over. I don't think we'd have any. Do we have an untimed play here? I don't believe so. The officials are going to huddle about this, so the line of scrimmage now will be the 38-yard line of Eastridge.
It's not just a game or a half that can end on a defensive penalty, it's a quarter as well. And now we have moved to the 4th quarter.
So we are going to go to the 4th quarter here. 20-17, Maple Grove in the lead. We'll come back with the 4th quarter. What a 3rd quarter that was. More Class 6A football from Eden Prairie High School after this timeout. Jacobson and Ryan Iverson back at Eden Prairie High School. That last holding penalty wiping out what would have been a 35-yard run for Dominic London. Would have set Eastridge up inside the 20 to start the 4th quarter on a 1st and 10. Instead, they're backed up inside their 40, back to the 38. And now face a 2nd down and 23.
Yeah, I don't think it changes what they want to do. You can see just executing their basic offense, they can rip off big gains. But certainly that's a tough one to swallow when you get a big momentum changing play like that negated because of a penalty.
Bayamanu to throw. Deep left side. It is incomplete. Schiller broken up by Joe Wallach.
Yeah, that ball, it looked like it was going to be underthrown. I thought it was thrown beautifully. And Schiller, who's a very good athlete, got good size. He's 6'4". John, he goes up there. That ball's got to be caught. I mean, that ball was thrown right where you want it to be, where only your receiver has a chance. Schiller jumped up, used his height, just went right through his hands.
You got to make the plays right when you get the opportunities.
To be a champion, to go to the Prep Bowl, you have to make those kind of plays. That's not an easy catch, but that's one you got to make to get your team a big first down.
3rd and 23. They'll give to London, trying to pick a hole, 45-yard line, but it'll be 4th down and still 16 to go for the Raptors. London getting some yardage, but no decision really here on this one. It's 4th and far too long to try to kick, and you're still only down by 3 with a lot of time to go here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and you have a defense that played, for the most part, other than the last 2 drives, played excellent defense, especially in that first half. So you're trusting your defense. Coach Fritzy, I think, an easy decision here, and they got a heck of a punter, too.
Ryerson standing back at his 32-yard line. Line of scrimmage is the 45. His 3rd kick of the day. High snap, and it just got it away. Hits it at the 23-yard line. That was a good kick by Ryerson, lucky to get it away.
Yeah.
Kick of just 28 yards, but that's probably a win for Eastridge. He didn't get it blocked.
You talked about, look at the time. He jumps, catches this, gets rid of it. And actually probably would have been blocked. It was just a missed jump there. But and not only that, but to have the wherewithal to line drive it out of bounds away from Isaac Collins, that's really a heck of a play.
1st down and 10 for Maple Grove. They'll start this drive from their 22-yard line, and now for those guys, destiny in their hands. They kind of control how this game goes. Under 11 minutes to go, 4th quarter. They've got the lead in the football.
And you're right. I don't think you get conservative here. You're only up 3 points. You're playing against an offense that's been able to move the ball. Keep your foot on the gas here. Try to make some big plays.
Give is to Ampey, trying to get to the 25, but Eastridge is able to stop that after a gain of just 1.
And remember, too, the previous couple drives, some big plays throwing the football. That seemed to be what really jump-started their offense. A big 3rd down conversion by Brad Davison. And I think you, as a coach and as a team, you adapt to what's working. What have you had success with? And I think they've thrown to set up the run where they normally run to set up play action.
2nd down and 9 from the 23 for Maple Grove. Clock running with 10 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the ball game. Winner will take on Osseo next Friday at the bank for the 6A championship. Collins the lone back. And Davison will roll out. Will throw and gets the completion. It's Ross with the catch out to the 29-yard line. Sam Ross, first touch on the ball on the offense tonight. It's a gain of 6.
Yep, love the play call, too. Really nice play call. A bootleg going to the left, an easy throw for Brad Davison. He's completed now a number of passes in a row, so he's getting some of that confidence, that rhythm that you want your quarterbacks to get into. And they didn't take a home run. It was a safe throw and a nice gain to set up 3rd and 3, which is definitely manageable.
Line of scrimmage, the 29-yard line. And the pitch will go to Collins, trying to find a hole. He fumbled the football. Eastridge saying they've got it. It's going to be short of the 1st down regardless. And see if Eastridge ends up with it. Boy, a lot of white shirts pointing if they've got the football.
They do.
It is Eastridge football. Collins fumbling at the 30-yard line, and the Raptors are back in business.
Their crowd's loving it. Watch this play. I don't know, John, if he would have had the 1st down or not. Really well defense. And you can see, watch this ball pop out right there as he's going down. Then it looked like he recovered his own miss. It looks like he's got it there. When you only got 1 arm and everyone else has 2 arms, you're not going to come out of that pile with the ball. What a turnover and a response by this Eastridge defense.
Carter Dowell getting the fumble recovery. The hit by Bryson White. The 2nd turnover of the game for Maple Grove, and it's a 1st down for Eastridge at the Maple Grove 30-yard line, trailing by 3. I formation. And the give is to London. He's got a little hole inside the 20-yard line, and Dominic London with a first down run of close to 14 yards.
You know how they say running backs, good ones get better as the game goes on? Look at his explosiveness. We haven't seen that from him. Maybe on that last run that was called back, but this offensive line can wear you down, and London just showing some craftiness and speed and power all mixed into one.
1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. London will get it again, spinning inside the 15. He goes for the touchdown.
What
Dominic London, 16 yards, and Eastridge is back in front.
But Joe Wallach, number 21, came up from his defense, from his safety position, had a chance to take down Dominic London after a spin. Dominic London says, take that, and he powers into the end zone. How about this game, John? This is setting up to be another classic here tonight. And again, momentum, it's a crazy thing. It goes from one side to the other just like that. Fumble, 2 plays later, big-time touchdown.
Ryerson trying to put his team back up by 2 scores here with under 9 minutes to play. It's down. The kick is up by Ryerson, and it is good. Still a 1-score game, but more than a field goal now for Maple Grove to try to tie. They'll need a touchdown to win.
Yeah, nice little ball fake there. You can see, look at that action down the field. Spin move at the line of scrimmage, and then look at the power finishing through. You're tackling a running back like that, you got to get low. You got to wrap up. You can't just touch him. And look at those legs going. He was determined to get in the end zone. And Dominic London, he has gotten better and better, John, hasn't he? As the game has gone by, his cuts are crisper, and he is finishing those off. 18
carries, 139 yards, and a touchdown for London.
Well, 2 carries on that drive, 31 yards for the touchdown total on that drive. So, and now how big too, John? I mean, is that missed extra point could come into play? You know, like you said, rather than a field goal tying it, you got to go down the length of the field and get a touchdown. And we talked about special teams playing a big role. And Coach Fritzy, how relieved after getting that. It looked like Maple Grove had snatched all the momentum and maybe cruise away and pull away with a nice victory. Instead, a big fumble from Isaac Collins recovered by Eastridge. 2 plays later, Dominic London finds the end zone.
24-20 with Ryerson to kick it off here. 8:53 to go in the 4th quarter. Ryerson, a high, deep kick, and this one will be into the end zone. And a touchback, and Maple Grove will have to go 80 yards to try and go back in front. And for Maple Grove, you're like, okay, we've moved the ball in this second half. Let's settle down and go back to what we've done well. Don't turn the ball over, no penalties, and we'll be okay.
They've had success. They really haven't had a lot of success running between the tackles. They've had success with bootlegs, with misdirections, rollout passes, short, easy passes, a little trickery. We saw Isaac Collins catch a couple of those balls in those misdirections. I think you stick with that.
Under center is Davison. Short drop, throws to his right, completion to Lee out to the 30-yard line. And they're going to mark him. Let's see where they mark him. He's going to be right at the 30-yard line, and it will be a first down, a gain of exactly 10.
Yep, and a quick, 3-step rollout, an easy throw by Davison here, and a nice job. And clearly a first down. I thought that marking was about a yard short. He looked like he definitely got the first down. They're going to give it to him.
Lee, 3 catches, 31 yards, plus that 2-point conversion.
And it seems like Eastridge is giving those short outside passes. If you're Maple Grove, you stick with that. You take it all day long.
From the 30, give it to Collins. Back outside the 35, lunging to the 36-yard line. He'll gain 6 yards.
And you know Isaac Collins wants to redeem himself for that last fumble. And he ran a little bit harder on that play, turned the corner. And I just love watching this kid play, the way he runs the football.
Been tough for him tonight. 15 carries, 64 yards. 2nd down and 4 coming for Maple Grove.
And that's about 4 yards a carry, which isn't too bad. But in these playoffs, he's averaging over 8 yards per carry, so about half of what he's been getting the last 3 games.
On 2nd down, and they'll give to Collins, and he is hit and dropped for No gain.
Yeah, there just hasn't been any room in the interior of that defense. I mean, you can see, look at, I can't tell what numbers, that's 70, 79. That's Lonray Oshadi. He's 380 pounds, John. He's taking two blockers with him. It's freeing these linebackers to come in and stick them right at the line of scrimmage. And there's the big fella right there doing a heck of a job. And there's just nowhere to run. You see number 18 as well. That's Logan Pentilla.
He goes 300. He's the little guy.
He's the little guy. Yeah, he's 300, but those two, and that's 680 pounds of defensive tackles right there. It's hard to move. There's just not a lot of space.
3rd down and 4 now, and Eastridge.
Yeah, false start.
False start by Maple Grove. Wow, that's a big penalty on the Crimson. Instead of 3rd and 5, it's 3rd and 9. Their first penalty here in the second half.
I think that was Anyasike at left tackle that jumped a little bit. It looked like the Eastridge defender also moved, but.
So now 3rd down and more, you certainly think here, a passing down for the Crimson.
You know, and I wonder too if you get 6, 7 yards, are you in 4-down territory at this point? Still plenty of time left.
Davison with the rollout, has time, sets his feet, throws over the middle and incomplete. And the flag comes out, and probably an interference penalty. Ampey, the intended receiver. We'll see what the call is, but certainly where you would think you're going to defense, you're not going to get an offensive penalty there. It's either defensive pass interference or defensive holding penalty against Eastridge. It is interference. Ooh, how big is that?
Yeah, and Brad doing a nice job. Look at him stop in his sprint, gather himself so he can get some velocity into his throw.
Well, I don't see much there. That's a bad call. That's not a good call.
All right, you know what they're going to get? They're going to get Griffin Davis. Watch his backhand here, right on the back. You see that?
He did have it around the waist, didn't he? On second look, but
I think you let that go. Maple Grove very, very fortunate.
But I think you're right that the telling sign is that
you get any kind of contact like that,
kind of on the hip of Ampey. So,
but again, John, the theme of the second half, penalties really killing Eastridge. They're doing their job, but giving up some penalties to give big first downs.
So 1st down and 10 from the 46. The throw and incomplete. Great break up by Marcus Haskins.
Man, did he break on that ball?
Yes.
There was about a 3-4 yard cushion. He jumped on that. I actually thought he might get there to pick it off. Watch him close at the top of your screen. That's how you defend a pass. There was no contact there. Got his hand in. And that's where Brad Davison maybe got to get rid of that just a half a second earlier. Instead of waiting for Eddie Lee to come out of his break, it's a timing route, so that ball is right there as he turns around.
Second and 10 from the 46-yard line. Grove down by 4 with under 7 minutes to play here in the football game.
And a chance to play at TCF Bank Stadium next week.
Davison on the delay, giving it to Collins, got some open space, and he's got a first down to the 42-yard line of Eastridge.
Yeah, and a little bit different that time. They ran a draw, and you allow that Eastridge defensive line. Watch them come up the field here, and just enough to get Isaac Collins a nice seam. Look at that blocking downfield. Eddie Lee, number 1, holding off. That was an excellent play call and really good execution. One of the only times on a run tonight we've seen Isaac Collins get to that second level and have space to maneuver.
Gain of 12. That's his longest run of the day. 1st and 10 from the 42 of Eastridge. 6.5 minutes to go. Davison putting the mouth guard in, back under center. He'll pitch it back. Collins, he's hit and goes down. A tackle by Bryson White.
How good has Bryson White been tonight? That time he took on a block at his outside linebacker. Watch this if you can see this on this play. He sheds his block, comes in and makes a really nice tackle. It's hard enough tackling Isaac Collins one-on-one, much less shedding a blocker and going in to do that. That's a heck of a play. Bryson White has had an excellent football game on the defensive side of the ball tonight.
2nd down and 8. Each team with 3 timeouts remaining. Now under 6 minutes to go. For Maple Grove, you're not going to get perhaps another possession. You really need to get a touchdown here. Second down from just outside the Eastridge 40. Davison from the shotgun. Looking right now, back to his left, and down he goes. Bryson White with the sack. Back at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, and that time, that's on Brad Davison. You have to have that internal clock. 1,000, 1,000. Got to know the pressure's coming. If there's no one open, just throw it away. Get it away. Don't take the sack like that. And Brad's had such a good game as far as making decisions tonight. That time, instead of taking a 4-yard loss, you got to get rid of the football. And he actually had Isaac Collins in the flat. Maybe not for a big game, but at least for something positive.
Third down and 14 to go for Maple Grove. Probably in 4-down territory here from the 47. Davison has time this time, throwing to his left and incomplete, short of the intended receiver Lee, and now it's 4th down and a decision for Matt Lombardi with 4:45 to play.
Yeah, and that's a big play. That ball just a little bit underthrown. Lee was open, and if he completes that, that sets up that 4th and manageable. And now you're bringing in your punt team. And don't forget last night, Osseo, down 2 scores, 4th and 10, get a fake punt and convert that. I'm sure Eastridge and their coaching staff is telling them right now, nothing cheap, no fake punts. But it's a tall task right now to ask Maple Grove to stop a really good running team on offense with 4:47 left.
Lee's the guy that's standing at the 48. It's Rash in to punt, standing at the 39, and he will kick it away. High kick toward the right sideline. It'll go down to the 24-yard line and be down by the Maple Grove Crimson there. So they have 3 timeouts remaining on defense. For Eastridge, you say, well, this is it, boys. You had one chance to perhaps close this one out, get some first downs, get that offensive line moving like it was much of this game. And for Maple Grove defense, has been so good all year. They need to come up big and get the ball back to their offense.
You're going to see a lot of pressure coming through in those gaps, not necessarily on the quarterback, but to run stops, to fill those gaps. Defensive line's got to hold their ground. You're going to have to stop Mose and London right now. You're going to see a heavy dose of them.
First down and 10 from the 25. They'll give to London a couple big runs on the last drive, and he'll get 5-6 yards here on the first play of this drive and gain out almost 7 yards to near the 32.
Yep, they went unbalanced, so they had more blockers on that left side. You can see he's untouched 4 yards down the field. Look at him finish that run. Takes a whole team of Crimson to bring him down.
London 146 yards rushing. And I don't have statistics on all of Maple Grove's game this year. I'm guessing that's the biggest one night that any rusher has had against them all season. Second down and 3. Out of the I formation, Eastridge will use as much play clock as they can. Payamanu now ducks under center, and he'll give to London again. Hits, and gets forward to the 35, leaning the football out. May not have a first down, but he's very close.
Yeah, and that was
hit from behind and tackled by Queta. But look at the reach on that. So it's a gain of just 2, though. Is Queta able to make the stop?
And that time, number 30, Leroy Quate, came in from the outside. Those are the kind of run fits that Maple Grove's going to need.
Quate with a big stop on 3rd and 1. They give to Mo's got a first down out to the 40. Still driving to the 42. He's got his hands wrapped around that football, Ryan, as he gains 7 yards and a first down.
Yeah, big first down, and they've just proven it. They can get into 3rd and short. They are almost unstoppable with the size of that offensive line and the size of Mo's as well. The key right now for Maple Grove, you got to win 1st and 2nd down. Hold them to very little or nothing. Use your timeouts. Force them in 3rd and long, John. That's your best chance right now, because if they get into that 3rd and 2, they are very, very difficult to stop.
Snap of this football will come with under 3 minutes to go. Maple Grove still all their timeouts, but a big first down for Eastridge. They're going to make them start to use those timeouts. 3 backs back behind. They're running by, and it's Mose getting the carry, and he gets out to the 49-yard line, a gain of 7 before Collins is able to bring him down. Payamanu giving to Mose, and Mose with a great first down run, and now a timeout taken by the Crimson. They're first, but not until Mose has gotten 7 yards.
Well, Connor Mose, I think really as good as London been, Connor Mose might be the more valuable running back here tonight. And nothing fast, nothing fancy about it, just good blocking. And he's a powerful running back, 225 pounds. And that's the thing, John, that was 7 yards. They're 3 yards away now with really 2 downs to get it. That's a big ask against that offensive line. That's where you got to win first down.
Oh, it kind of looks like us. I don't think they've been outside the half.
Well over 200 yards, close to 300 yards rushing for this offense tonight for Eastridge. They've just had the one pass completion to Bennett in the first half for 13 yards, and that's been it.
And think about this, John. In the playoffs, this Maple Grove defense averages giving up 62 rushing yards per game. So 5 times what their normal average has been in the playoffs.
Unofficially, 296 yards rushing for Eastridge. Right now, they need 3 more. 2:40 to go.
And you can see Maple Grove loading the line of scrimmage.
We'll give to Mose, first man through, gets across midfield, pushing, still on his feet. He'll be shy, but he'll be only a yard shy on third down from the 49-yard line. So Mose picking up a couple more yards.
And interesting here, I thought Coach Lombardi might call another timeout. Instead, maybe fearing if they do get a first down, you still have 2 after that. Choosing to let it play, and a smart decision here by Eastridge. Let some clock.
Third down and 1 to go. Payamanu taking as many seconds as he can. Look for Mose again, perhaps. He's the up man, London behind him. And the give is to Mose, left side. Looks like he had the first down, driven back. But you can look at the official on the far side. He's definitely marked him ahead of the line to gain, and it's a first down for Mose.
And that might have just finished the game right there, John, because Coach Lombardi going to have to use their second timeout with only 1 timeout remaining. And if you're Eastridge right now, you're telling your running backs, whatever you do, 2 hands on that football. And if you're Coach Lombardi, you're telling your guys, get that ball out. Stick them, hold them up. Everyone else, try to rip that ball out of his hands.
Like Brad Davison, hoping 1 more time with the football. It's all he's asking. They got to get that ball back. But, and you've played on both sides of the ball. Yep. As an offensive guy, how hard is that to watch? And just hoping, sometimes against hope, that your team's going to be able to get the ball back.
It's a hopeless feeling because you just want a chance. You just want a chance to get out there and make a play for your team. And then you sit there and you start thinking about all the plays you made tonight. Where could I have been better? What different throws could I have made, and vice versa. And I thought a really big play was that sack that Brad had on third down. When they lost 4 yards to really put it in 4th and long situation. But I thought Brad Davison, for the most part, had a really good game here tonight at quarterback, throwing and running the football.
See if we'll get one more opportunity tonight, but they're going to need a lot to go right for them in the last 1:49. Just 1 timeout remaining for the Crimson. 1st and 10, Eastridge at the 47 of Maple Grove. Again, it's Mose and London behind Payamanu. Give to Mose again, and he'll get forward only a couple of yards, but now not so much a need to get a first down, although that would certainly end the game. But hanging on to the football, Ryan, that clock's going to continue to move after this play because Maple Grove has just used their final timeout.
So here's what you got, John. At best, if you're Maple Grove, you're going to get the ball back with roughly 20 to 25 seconds left to play. And, of course, if Eastridge is able to get a first down, this one, with no timeouts remaining for Maple Grove, this one, they wouldn't be able to stop the clock. All Eastridge would have to do is take a knee and get ready to play in the Prep Bowl.
This is where Maple Grove fell a year ago to Eden Prairie in a great game over at Hopkins. Hoping that does not become their fate again tonight. They need to stop here.
I just think, as most of our viewers are going to be, I was surprised that Eastridge was able to dominate, not on offense, but on defense. I've never seen Maple Grove get slowed down running the football, and I think that's where they struggled. They did have nice adjustments at halftime, changing their game plan a little bit, had good success, but just unable to stop this big offensive line and basic running plays from Eastridge.
2nd down and 8 from the 46-yard line for Eastridge. 1 minute. 1:46 at the time. They just put a couple more seconds back up on the clock here. Now Lombardi, all we can do is watch at this point and hope his guys can hit some tackles.
Maybe
Or force a fumble.
Loose, yeah.
Give us to London this time, trying to find a hole. He gets forward to the 40-yard line. A good second down run by Dominic London. Tackled from behind by Ryan Shea. It'll be third down and a long 3, closer to 4 to go. The clock will continue to run here for Eastridge.
Well, this is the ball game, John. This play, 3rd and 4. Well, really 2 plays, but you give up a first down, this one's going to be over. So this Maple Grove defense expect a lot of guys on the box in the line of scrimmage trying to shut down what'll probably be a Moe's fullback dive coming to the right or left side.
1:07 to go. Now Eastridge, with the play clock running down, they will take a timeout. Dan Fritzy taking the timeout. And they want to make sure they get to the play called right, and maybe a favor to Maple Grove stopping the clock there. I think they still had a few more seconds before they needed to call the timeout, but regardless, it's taken, and now Eastridge gets the call they want in.
How about Dan Fritzy in his first year as a head coach, state semifinals with a trip to the Prep Bowl? He seems cool, calm, collected. Yep. I thought he's called an excellent football game offensively, defensively, recognizing the magnitude of this one play. If they get that first down, this one's over. Knowing he's got 3 timeouts, they've come out and they've stuck to their identity. They haven't altered. Even when the momentum was switched and Maple Grove led, Eastridge came right back, marched down the field and snatched that lead back.
Dan Fritzy, a guy who's been on staff but took over literally 2 weeks before the season started. So didn't change a lot, but wanted to get the tempo quicker, and they've done that tonight, especially saw that in the first half.
No, and you're right. And with combine that tempo with a big physical offensive line, you wear defenses down, and that's exactly what they're doing here tonight.
Well, the next biggest play of the game is right here on 3rd down and 4. They give it to London, and he is hit in the backfield and dropped. A loss on the play. Shea coming up and making the tackle with Jack Bristol. 4th down, and Eastridge will run it all the way down, I'm sure, to a second remaining, and then they'll bring in their strong punter, Ryerson, to kick it away.
Yeah, watch number 12, Jack Bristol, come. That's a run fit. That's what I thought Maple Grove needed to do from the onset of the game. And really in the second half, done a much better job. And that's how you stop the run. You get linebackers, safeties, cornerbacks, everyone fitting into a gap. And that was a nice form, low, hard tackle.
25 seconds, 24 seconds left.
My math was pretty good.
Yeah, what do you say? About 20 seconds left. That's going to be about right. What Maple Grove's going to get it with no timeouts remaining. Now you hope for a punt block in this situation. They almost had one last time.
Yeah, you got 2 things. One, you go all out for a punt block, and then you put Isaac Collins deep. And we all know anytime he touches the ball, there's a chance that he can take it to the house. You hope you get a big punt return. And then again, remember, you may have 15 to 20 seconds remaining. You get maybe 1 or 2 short passes. At least you set up for a potential Hail Mary, and that's all you can ask for. But you know what? If you're Coach Lombardi, this is what you practice these situations, and you're telling your kids, "We're going to do this. We can do this." You build that confidence up, and it radiates, and all of a sudden, miracles happen. Big plays happen.
They put a couple more seconds back up on the clock. So the time you see there on the screen is right. 27 seconds remaining. There's Ryerson, a terrific kicker and punter here for Eastridge. No one back deep for Maple Grove. They're going to send the house here.
You can see no one covering the receivers. This is where you don't obviously want to give up a fake punt either, but they're coming full go.
And now Eastridge is going to use another timeout. Their final timeout.
Did you notice that how the bullet, no one was covering?
Yeah, no one
them?
covered the guy.
That's where, as the we call it the man, the guy that's calling the signals. You step in, you get the snap, you throw it, and that's an easy first down. You wonder if Maple Grove is going to alter that now, because maybe Eastridge is going to counter that.
24-20. What a fun game this has been, huh?
You think about it, if you think of the course too, John, I mean, at 3 different times, the first half, I thought Eastridge was going to maybe blow them out and win it. Yeah. And then you come out in the second half, and it looked like Eastridge was going to score again to go up 24-6, fumble into the end zone. Just like that, Maple Grove scores twice to take the lead. And it seems like, okay, Maple Grove's finally getting going. They're going to pull away. Eastridge then marches down the field and scores. So just the back and forth. And it compliments to both teams. I think these two, I had my doubts about Eastridge, obviously not having seen them or know as much about them, but I've been really, they're clearly one of the best teams we've seen all year long.
Ranked number 2 in the final Associated Press state poll. Maple Grove was ranked 6th. So back up to the line of scrimmage. Ryerson, they've got the guys pulled in a little closer, tighter this time, does Eastridge.
And watch a hard count here too. Remember that. They are less than 5 yards. That would be an automatic first down. You know Maple Grove is going to be coming.
They need a good snap back to Ryerson. High step, gets it, and gets the kick away. It'll hit at the 10-yard line. And Eastridge. No, touchback.
Oh, why? They didn't even have to touch it, John. It would have stopped at about the 1 foot line.
Bennett thought they had doubted inside the 1. Look at it again. Hits him. What a terrific punt that is.
What a soft bounce, too.
Oh, you're right. They wouldn't have needed to touch it.
You didn't even need to touch it.
Sliding it was the right call. Sliding into the end zone was Balagot after he had touched it. So it's the right call. But now just 18 seconds left. You got 80 yards to go, and you need a touchdown. There is not a lot. You need a Miami lateral play against Duke here.
You know what you need here? You need 15 to 20 yards. Clock stops while you run up, you spike it, you get another 10, 15 yards, spike it, and then you at least have a shot to maybe get it down into the end zone. That's how you break it up. That's what you're telling your guys that we got to do. And if you execute like that, you give yourself a chance, and that's all you can ask for.
One last chance for Maple Grove. First down and 10 from their 20, trailing by 4 with 18 seconds to go. Davison has time, throwing to his left, completes to Lee, trying to get the pitch back to Collins, and the ball is loose. I think it's a completion and a fumble, and it's a Eastridge football, I believe.
It looked like a forward lateral, didn't it?
I haven't seen any kind of really signal, but it looks like it's Eastridge. Now they're going to talk about it, but I think you're right. Here's the play again. The pass to Lee, who I think does go forward.
He's at the
Lift
30.
The lateral.
Yeah, you can see that ball
definitely is forward.
It's a forward lateral. It's either going to be an incompletion or a forward lateral at the 28.
So let's take a look at it again. There's the illegal forward pass part and the penalty against Maple Grove. And they can decline the penalty, apparently, and Eastridge gets the football.
Yeah. I don't like that hook. I think there was time to just throw downfield, get the clock stopped, give yourself a chance for a Hail Mary. That's a tough play. We've seen too many Miami Hurricane reruns from a couple weeks ago. But
Josh Canazzi was the defensive player. Now, my question on that is, and I admit I don't know the rule here, so I'll trust these guys. They do. Can you decline that penalty, or does that become the end of the play when you throw the forward lateral there?
Yep.
And I don't know. And I'll admit that.
You're a big man. Admitting when you don't know something. I just pretend I know it and I'm bullish on it. But I didn't think you could decline that as well.
I think that's got to be what they're talking about here.
You can see the Eastridge defense is still out on the field, so I think that's going to be the play. You can see here's the throw. The ball was caught right at the 29. That ball clearly thrown forward to the 32-yard line.
So it's a loss of down.
So it's a play. You can't decline it. It happened. It's going to stay Maple Grove ball, but it's going to be a penalty and a loss of down. So that's going to put you at second down.
The loss of down at this point doesn't make a big difference, but now you're down just 10 seconds to play. But you still got the football.
And I tell you what, I think you try to throw it to midfield. If you can, stop the clock, get out of bounds, so you get one shot maybe at the end zone.
Second down, back from the 22-yard line after they had marked off the penalty. It does go as a completion to Lee, and now Davison from the shotgun. 4 receivers to the right here from Maple Grove, and they'll wind the clock. Davison, this may be the last play of the game. Rolling out right. This is going to be the last play of the game, barring a defensive penalty, going right down the sideline. It's caught! It's caught by Maple Grove, breaking into the open is Martinson, and he's tackled at the 13-yard line. And that is the end of the football game. Oh, my goodness. a completion of 70 or 66 yards when they needed 78, and the game is over.
What a play. You got to think Martinson's got to pitch that ball. He had two Crimson right behind him. If he would have turned around, he could have pitched that. That would have been a score.
Yeah, I don't think you can blame him on this.
No, it's a heck of a catch, no question. But you got to know that's the last play of the game. You're getting tackled. I mean, an excellent throw, good blocking. Watch Martinson just go up and grab this.
That's a terrific catch.
Yeah, and then look at him turn and go, and you can see he's got.
Lee.
There was another one coming right here. See him? If you turn around, you pitch, you got Ampey. I mean, you got to. It's obviously easier said than done, but what a finish! What a play at the end. But that's where, John. That's where.
Oh my goodness.
You know, taking a couple of seconds off here and there. You know, the clock would have stopped. You would have had a play at the 8-yard line. What a finish!
Wow. Yeah. And if you're right, if they had 20 seconds left, there probably would have been 2 seconds. Well, I don't know. They wouldn't. They don't have any timeouts left.
But the clock stops till they get down there. You quick spike it. You give yourself a realistic shot from the 11-yard line. But what a finish! Maple Grove fans for a second there started believing.
One more look at it.
I mean, and Martinson, what an athletic catch too. I don't mean to say anything about that. Look at him go up and get this ball, and not only that, but then to have the wherewithal to turn it upfield. You know, and right there, I thought he was going to go down. But right here, when he gets wrapped up, you got to think, hey, can I get rid of it? He had Will Ampey coming right behind him. If he would have just somehow gotten able to pitch that, they might have done it. But what a finish. What a game. I thought it was a really well-played game by both teams.
Oh, you look at those Crimson fans. They're so much looking forward to in Maple Grove, Osseo Prep Bowl. How exciting would that have been? Next Friday night. Instead, it's Eastridge going to the championship game for the first time in school history.
Well, how cool would that have been? Osseo Maple Grove opened the season against each other, and then bookend it with the state championship in the Prep Bowl at TCF Bank Stadium. And there you can see that's how a lot of people feel like, wow, we just about had that. When it looked bleak, a miracle almost happened.
Eastridge hanging on, and boy, you talked about it late in the game, just the swings and emotion and the momentums in this game, and it looked like Eastridge was going to win, and Maple Grove was going to win, and then you were sure Eastridge was going to win, and at the end of that, Maple Grove nearly pulls it out in the last play of the game, and instead they fall 12 yards short, and it's Eastridge going to the Prep Bowl.
Yeah, and I'm surprised. I penciled Maple Grove in, not knowing as much about Eastridge. I was, first of all, let me say this to Maple Grove. They heck of a football team, a lot of talent, and they played well. They played well enough to win tonight. I just thought Eastridge and their physicality of their offensive line and their defensive line, John, to control the line of scrimmage, that was the difference of the game. Maple Grove couldn't get off the field on 3rd and short. And just a really fun game, wild emotions, and there you can see that. I can tell you from experience, that's one of the best feelings in the world, knowing you punched your ticket to play in the Prep Bowl.
Eastridge over 300 yards rushing in the game tonight, and they go to the Prep Bowl to face Osseo Friday night, 7 o'clock at TCF Bank Stadium. And they get their win to put them there, and what a terrific season for them. Maple Grove finishes this season with a loss and at 9-3 on the year. Wow. What a great finish, and that'll do it for our football coverage for the year. We couldn't have asked for better games, Ryan, than what we had the last 2 nights. Osseo Tutino Grace last night, Eastridge Maple Grove tonight. Prep 45, Channel 45 will take over coverage of all of the Prep Bowl games next week. And Ryan, I know you're doing color on some of those games for 45. I'll sit back and relax and watch you on the TV.
Yeah, please do. And I'm looking forward to it. I love showcasing, especially some of the smaller schools that don't get a lot of publicity or, a lot of notoriety. I'm excited to do it. Prep Bowl, again, I'm going to be 36 next week, John. So I look back 18, 19 years ago, some of the fondest moments of my life, winning state championships. So congratulations to Eastridge. And I also want to, again, congratulations to Maple Grove. I thought they had a heck of a football team, and I know that feeling too when you come just a little bit short. And they should hold their head up high because they played hard and they play the right way.
So that'll do it for our coverage tonight from Eden Prairie High School. What a great season on Channel 12. Thanks to all of our crew working hard through all of these games, and for Ryan Iverson and all those guys tonight. Thank you for tuning in. I'm John Jacobson. Our final score tonight, Eastridge goes to the 6A championship. They win it over Maple Grove 24-20. Raptors, the final.
Thank you.